God damn, that's taking a while. Alrighty. And we're back. Hello and welcome to the Dating Coach panel. Today we have an Indian special, which I fucked up the accent.
No,
Which
no,
I
no, no,
have
no, no,
really
don't
been
do it.
looking forward to. Esther, I'll let you
Normal,
back to it.
original
Uh,
accent, your original accent, no Indian accent.
Alrighty. Which I have really been looking forward to this one for a while now. Today I have gathered Indian dating coaches who are from India, live in India, or are of Indian descent. Does game work for Indian guys? Does game work in India itself? There are no excuses anymore. We got Indians here with all the answers. A variety of guys, as I said, born or raised or, moved to another country or born in another country. So there are no more excuses. This is what we're doing today. If you believe the game is harder for Indian guys, then surely we're going to learn from the best possible guys right now. Let's all learn some Indian game. Super chat, $5 USD or more will be read out, increasing as we go on. And question for you guys, were you born in India? Do you live in India? Which part of India? Or were your family from India and you were born somewhere else? And where are you joining from? Bunch of questions there. Go ahead.
Who do you want to go first?
Anyone.
All right,
Yeah, I will start first. I will start first as I live in India right now in India. So I've game only in most of the part of India. So game in India is, of course, it's possible, but the result will vary from people from which part of India is. Especially if it is from Mumbai, I would rate Mumbai number one because it's like 2 CR population. Second, I would rate Bangalore as compared to Delhi because Delhi is lot filled with gamers and only 5 to 6 places are there where the game it's like it has become a huge chaos of a lot of pickup artists. Being in the conservative society of the Indian, if you see the southern part of India, the northeast part of India, there will be a huge struggle. If you generally target 2 tier and 3 tier cities of India, getting the sets, I mean to say the woman, it becomes difficult. For example, my personal experience, I was in Pune. So in 2 to 3 hours, I used to hardly find 2 or 3 sets in at least 3 to 4 hours of duration. Uh, but when in Bangalore, the situation is different. In every 2 or 3 hours, you can find at least 10 to 15 women walking by. And that is
Oh, we
Mumbai.
got a we got a
Isn't fine.
question about specific Indian cities later, so let's save that for a little later. Oh, where did you say
Mhm.
you're calling in from?
Sorry.
Raj, where are you
Yeah,
calling in from right now?
I'm from Pune,
Oh,
Maharashtra
that's
region.
how you pronounce
The
it?
middle
I've
of
been
India,
calling it
middle of
Poon
India.
the entire time, like Game Poon. Poon, Phil Poon. Oh my, I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. Damn it, I learned something there. Alrighty, who's next?
Yeah, I can go.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Nitin, yeah.
Sorry, Deepak. Yeah, I mean, I'm originally from India. I grew up there. Funny enough, I was a virgin before I ever moved to US. I was a virgin until 26, so I've never fucked a pure Indian, like a purebred Indian ever. I mean, I tried when I was like, what, 17, 18. Um, I would get hardcore friend zoned by girls. So, I mean, little bit of background there, but yeah, I'm from Hyderabad. It's a South Asian city, South Indian city, and yeah, right now I'm in Miami. I moved to America like 13 years ago now.
Nice.
Okay.
How about you, Deepak?
So yeah, right now I'm here in Lisbon, in Portugal. I'm making this stream from Portugal, and yeah, born in India from Delhi, and migrated in Germany long ago. And I am like teaching day game art of meeting girls in the daytime scenario since 2013 in three languages: English, Hindi, and German language. And I have been in another streams also in this channel. So in this stream, what I want to talk about, I want to go beyond dating, beyond what we say. Uh, beyond dating for Indian guys, I want to discuss about the mindset. I also do want to discuss about the hate against Indian, the racism, what can be the solution, what the other guys
Mm.
think about it. I want to discuss all these things. I want to make this stream, it should be beyond dating. I don't want to discuss the same, like, oh yeah, race don't matter, oh this don't matter, that don't matter. We've gone past that thing. We already know what matters, what don't matter. And we can talk about indian con eh, about Indian dating scene, but I also want to focus on Indians, non-residents Indians, as well as West-born Indians who are living in the West. I want to focus on that, these demographic also. What are the problem they are facing? I have also
Yeah, we got
uh,
lots of questions to
just one
cater
thing,
for just
just
about all of that.
like yeah, that also, the one thing also, that I have this one clip I will show about related to this Westbourne Indian. So I will show this clip in the later in the stream. Yeah. Mhm.
Alrighty. And South Asian Fit, where are you calling in from? What kind of Indian are you? You know, born in India? Which part of India?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm half Bengali. For those of you that
Mm.
aren't aware, Bangladesh is the country to the right of India. But my dad's side is from India. So South Asian, brown descent. I mean, same culture. If you can't tell from the accent, I was born in America, and I'm calling in from DC, East Coast, Baltimore, DC region. Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. So you're telling me that Bengali means basically I've been saying Bangladeshi. I've been saying it wrong the entire time, and Bengal tigers are from
Bangladesh. Yeah,
Bangladesh. Damn
yeah.
it, I've been doing it wrong all my
It's all
entire
right.
life.
Everyone says Bangla,
Sure.
but it's really Bangla, but it's all good.
I see. Alrighty, let's jump into all this stuff. Is dating harder for Indian guys, or is that just a myth? Who's gonna take
So
it
yeah,
first?
I mean, should I talk about it first, or is dating is hard for Indian guys? What we talking about in India or in the West? That's the first
Well,
question.
in general, you know, this is the thing with Game Global. We're just everywhere.
Okay,
So
in
we got a variety of guys here, so it's all
I
about
I will say
perspective in
in
so many
general,
forms.
in general, like for dating for Indian guys in India, can be hard, but there are different, reason for that. The society, the situation there is, there are like different situations, different factors involved in that, like, region. Of course, race is not playing any role in that region. For example, when we're talking about dating for Indians in India, race is not playing a big, like, role. So when we are talking about like dating for Indians in the West, then definitely there are some factors we have to take care. And sometimes I think race is not a big issue, but the mindset of Indian is the biggest issue that is stopping them to get success with girls. Because I see Indian people not that, like, bad looking guys. Like, we can be seen as same as Latinos, but our results are not on that level. Our results that, like, getting girls for Indian guys, Westmore Indians, or like who are moved there in India, in the West, their results are not good. It is not because of the like skin color and race. Of course, these things do factors play a role, but it's the mindset that stopping them in getting the top level results. Yeah. What other person people think about it?
So, Deepak, I have a question for you. A lot
Mhm.
of Indian guys, they say that okay, we have little bit of the result, and the game in India is little complicated, and they have that mindset that if they go to move to US or UK, and they have that I don't know, the preconceived notion that they say, oh, if I will go like US or UK, game will be becoming easy for me, and then I can easily get laid. How much is true? You have the experience of both the places. So according to your experience, how much it is true?
I mean, when I was in India, I was like, you can say, almost like a virgin. I had no experience. But when I came to Europe, I also was not getting laid. That's why I have to learn the game. I learned the game and in a proper way, and then I got results. At that time, when I was learning, for example, there was no concept of looks maxing. Right now, since few years, we have this looks maxing concept. So I learned the game on very hard mode. So without any looks maxing, we didn't know about it at that time. So it was like very hardcore, like mode we learned. So in one way, I will say, for example, if you are going to UK. Uh, then it can happen that it will be tougher than in India. If you're going to UK, it can be tough because of the demographic, the stereotype. What the stereotype is different there. If you are going to USA can be slightly easy, but still it is going to, you have to put lot of effort. You have to learn proper game. I mean, Nitin is also there here. He knows also. Um, there are some countries where you may not face the racial disadvantage, but it is also disappearing slowly because now these days lot of Indian guys are going out, and I like it, why not, and trying their luck outside. And I have seen a lot of in the YouTubes also, some are getting success also, but it is not like piece of cake, like everybody can, like pack their bag and go out and get results. Some guys are like, if you see some guys are showing success, it is we don't know about the game part, but sometimes they have a vlog, sometimes they have a like the social media clout, and then the girls come, and then they show the girls, and then it looks like it is easy. Sometimes this can play a role because of the social media clout they get. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. I had a the reason I asked you the question because there was one guy who's like 27 plus F closes in 1 year, and he went to UK in Germany. I don't forgot the name, place of the name. And he said, now I don't know what is happening to me. Like, there's too much racism. I like, and maybe the European people don't like my skin, or maybe I'm Indian. I said, I don't know, man. And he was amazingly doing well in India.
He's doing, wait a minute.
He's doing amazing well in India, but when he
uh
goes outside, he has that, because I can understand his mind, because India has been like mostly run by Britishers, and they have that own conditioning. Okay, whites are more superior. It goes, not all, but few of the Indians have that. As like they
mhm.
have a crazy infatuation towards like, oh, Eastern chick, Eastern girl. As in the mind, they make it so big that they don't keep it normal.
This is where the thing, like I would like to listen to the other guys also here.
Yeah,
Definitely not like just few guys. I will say 99% of the population in India still think that white is superior. My parents think, my
right.
grandparents think, they all think I have to fucking get out of it because there was no other way for me to get success. If I'm getting success with, I mean, look at, I mean, and
Hmm.
I'm not that good. I'm like 46. Not neither looks nor social media clout, nothing. I get the like top level results. I have to get out of this thing. Like I have to rewire my mindset completely, like opposite. And I was trained by my parents that white is superior, English superior. When you speak English, you are superior. When you speak Hindi, you are inferior. And like majority of the guys, 90, 95, I will say 99% Indians still think in that colonial kind of mindset, and that is the biggest reason I think that is stopping them to get real success, in this, like, in their dating life. So what are the I want to listen the other guys also views about it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, like in my opinion, I think a lot of Indians can get success. They, like you said, there's mindset issues. And also, let's say like someone is getting laid in India. I've noticed that like I've coached students who are from India, but then they move to America. And even if they had success in India, their whole experience is different in America. So like when I speak to them, I realize that they already, before even they go and talk to a girl, they're already thinking, oh shit, she's going to think that I'm this awkward Indian. Well, okay, behave like a not awkward Indian. Like try to watch other people, try to at least emulate that behavior where you do not look like that awkward Indian. For to begin, like you can just not wear one of those like IT guy clothes, like full hands, full fucking button up, those check shirts. Don't let her even think of that stereotype when you're going up to her. But because they have that mindset where it's like, oh no, I have to not look like that, they end up looking like that. It's almost like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where they're trying to not do something, but they're subconsciously doing it. So that's even before they're going into an interaction, they're already losing. They're coming from a back foot, basically. When I go up, I don't have any of these like thoughts. It could be that because I've been with a lot of women, I've spoke to a lot of women, I'm very social, I'm very charismatic, but that came from talking to thousands of women here. Like I've traveled outside US a couple of times, but most of my success has been in the US. And like it's not just white girls, like Latinas, fucking Polish, fucking Russians, everything. Like, and none of these girls actually thought, you know, you actually do, most of these girls always say like, you actually don't look like a typical Indian. What they're truly saying is like, you don't behave like a typical Indian. So I think that's one thing where like you have to first look at yourself. You should have that self-awareness where you clearly know what are some things that you can fix in behavior wise so that you don't come across as this awkward Indian who's shy, who can't even hold eye contact with the girl just because he thinks that she's super pretty, right? And then like I never started with that mindset, but I just went in with an open mind. Okay, some people face racism. Okay, some people thought, some girls, some women, they thought, okay, Indians are like, oh, they're not that attractive. Okay, cool, fine. So what? All right. If I have to talk to 100 women instead of 30 women, I'll do it. Which is what I did. I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll get my own reference experiences. I'll create my own reality. Doesn't matter what happened in the past, doesn't matter what happened to some other guy. I will create my own reality, and that's how I've been successful. So I think that's one way people can get out of any kind of like racial stereotypes, anything.
Yeah, so I want to piggyback off what Deepak said. It's really a mindset issue, right? I think a lot of brown guys, they have this weak this bitch made kind of mindset, right? So if they're gonna go, approach an attractive girl, a lot of them they just won't do it. They like pre kind of reject themselves because they're like, "Oh, I'm brown, she's white, she's too attractive. I'll probably get rejected." It's like this negative black pilled kind of mindset, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, yeah, is it harder in like the West compared to, maybe your home country? Sure, it could be, but it's the same for a lot of minorities, right? So are you gonna just bitch out and not try, or are you gonna actually, put your best foot forward and approach the girl, right? Good things in life, like it takes a lot of effort to get better at. You got to put in the work, regardless, of whatever ethnicity you are. And yeah, I mean, listen, it's not just Indians, like other minorities have it too. But here's the thing, is there an Indian guy out there who's short or bald that gets girls as a girlfriend, gets laid? Obviously, yeah. So, to those Indian guys that are struggling out there, my response is like, what the hell is your excuse, right? So it's just level up, make yourself the most attractive version of yourself, learn game, the social skills, the confidence, hit the gym, look smacks, And the more you level up in all these areas of life, the more attractive you're going to be to, any women, regardless of their race, regardless of your race, right? So that's kind of like my best advice. But yeah, it's really just this like negative mindset a lot of brown guys have. They kind of just pre-reject themselves. So, but is dating harder for Indian guys? I mean, yeah, as a minority, yeah, it could be more difficult when you're in like a westernized country. But the more attractive you make yourself in all those areas, social skills, physique, looks max, money to a certain extent, the easier it gets. So just got to level up in all areas of your life and stop blaming your race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one small thing I will add. Typically people look at 99 ways that someone else is failing. Meanwhile, you should look at that one person who got that success. So it's like, in my mind, it's like it only has to work once, and then I can replicate it thousands of times if I want. I mean, that's how scientists, created the light bulb. Like that's how astronauts are fucking sending are going to the moon, because they found 100 ways to fail, but they only needed that one way to succeed, and that's how businesses are created. Fucking CEOs are becoming billionaires. It's like it only has to work once. It doesn't matter how many tries do you do. Like it has to work once. That's it.
Exactly. If
We
someone
got, we
else
got
is
a
doing it,
solid
why
next
not you,
question
right?
for that.
So one thing is also you have to, yeah,
And
one
let me
more
just
thing.
quickly get Justin into this. Justin
Okay.
just joined. Justin,
What's up,
Mark.
boys?
So my question to you, we did before this. What kind of Indian are you? Born in India or born in another country? Tell us your Tim Hortons background, Justin.
That's a very funny question. What type of Indian are you? So I'm actually born in Canada, born in Toronto. My family is Indian, so my parents are from Mumbai, but my family is half Mangalorean, half Goan. So my family's actually from the Christian Catholic part of India. And yeah, I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada. I have never actually been back to India except once when I was 5 years old, which I don't really remember much. I actually have some very vague, distant memories from that. But so yeah, I mean, a lot of Indian guys consider me like a whitewashed brown guy. And yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of the backstory. Grew up in Toronto. I did travel all over the world, so I've done game all over the world. Funny enough, lost my virginity to an Indian chick who's also going actually at the end of high school. So, I mean, I've definitely dated brown girls, dated a lot of other types of women as well. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just the backstory.
Nice. We're currently discussing is dating harder for Indian guys, or is that just a myth? What's
Yeah,
your
I mean,
take?
it's a very, very loaded question, right? Because India has the largest population of people on the earth. So, wouldn't it logically make sense that like dating wasn't harder, right? But I think because there's so many fucking Indian guys out there, and a lot of you guys just struggle. There's this like vocal thing on the internet of like all these desperate fucking Indian dudes because dating in general is hard. Okay, dating for dating coaches is fucking hard. All the guys I know that tear up the most pussy are always getting the most heartbroken. Okay, dating is hard. Okay, it's like running a fucking business. Okay, it isn't easy, right? Relationships take a lot of effort and a lot of work, right? And so, especially if you're living in scarcity and you don't have the right skills, dating is hard as well. So I wouldn't say it's harder or easier for Indian guys. I mean, guys, I live in Toronto. Okay, there's a massive, massive population of immigrants here. It's a very competitive city. There's a lot of Indian guys here, and I see the guys. A lot of guys I know that are of Indian descent. They do really well with women. Okay, now a lot of other guys also don't do great with women. Right? You go to the club, you'll see like I'll have my table at the club, with a bunch of girls there. I look around the bar, and there's just like 100 dudes lined up on the fucking wall. Some of those guys are white, some of them are Indian, but they're all just standing there in the peasant corner, not getting any pussy. Okay. And so that's just how it is. Right, guys? So dating in general is hard. It is definitely gonna be hard for Indian guys in the West if you don't understand cultural values and social norms. So that's a huge issue a lot of Indian guys have noticed is a lot of guys who are from India would immigrate to a new country, maybe it's the UK, maybe it's Australia, right? And then they'll have issues fitting in and dating the local people, right? So think about it, right? Imagine you're an Indian guy and you move to America and you're struggling to date women there. I have clients like that. And it's because they just don't understand certain social norms, right? Or they're like a little bit socially unaware of things. So if you can just increase your social awareness, increase your understanding of how other people feel, right? It'll be easier for you to date beautiful women because at least those women find you relatable now. But if women don't find you relatable, especially because you're from a foreign country and you grow up in the same place, then yeah, obviously you're gonna have issues dating. So I mean that's really the main issue that I find and you guys struggle with is just understanding how to think like a Westerner and then date Western women. It's like a major issue I find a lot of men you guys have.
So, okay.
Mm.
So
Any
one thing I want to add in
thoughts?
this thing, like when I talk about the mindset, this is like again, it is a slightly double-edged sword if you're not understanding it properly. So how I explain you with an example from Indian example. So if I tell about you the mindset, so what kind of mindset Indian people should have when they're going outside India to get girls. So it should be definitely like, very thinking about yourself very high, but at the same time when you are saying that I am the shit, I know everything, I am the boss or something, then it should be I go to the girl and it should be easy for girl to, I can approach and the girl will find me attractive. So this is not how it will work. So imagine like the best example I have given also to my students. So in the old time, colonial time, when the East India Company came to India, so what kind of mindset they had? They had the mindset they are superior. But they were less in number. They were less in numbers, but and they have to adapt to the Indian culture, the businesses, to the people, the kings and everything, to make the business deal, and slowly they capture the whole India. So when the Indian is going, the mindset should be the same, but they have to adapt to the Western culture, society, the girl, this like social, like so a social calibration. That's where the technical game is required. The mindset, you always have that mindset, but the technical game is required to get that white girl, the Western girl. Make sense?
All right,
Makes sense.
let's jump on to the next one. Just keep things going. What's your advice for Indian guys stuck asking for bubs and vagine? So I think one of you guys was saying if you keep doing it was Indian PE, you keep doing things hundreds of times, surely you'll get a success.
What is it? What is it?
Should
My
Bobs and
point
Vagine? I
was
don't get it.
doing it 100 different times though, not the same. You can you can't do the same thing for 100 times and expect a different outcome each time. That's the definition of insanity. Insanity.
exactly.
What
Yeah,
is
what's
it?
your
Bobs and
advice for
Vagine?
Indian guys stuck asking for oh you don't know what it refers to?
What is
So
it?
Like a
it's a
meme.
meme from years ago
Huh?
where
Yeah.
basically when you look at message game screenshots from a woman's perspective, she gets a bunch of messages from like a random Indian guy and it's
Mhm.
broken English and he's basically asking like send nudes, but he's trying to type send boobs and vagina, but he just spells it incorrectly. It was a big meme
Okay,
like
okay,
I
okay,
don't know
okay,
like
okay,
8 years
okay.
ago or
So
something.
it's like we're talking about the desperation of Indian guys,
Yeah, it's
something like
basically a meme
yeah,
of broken English Indian
yeah.
guys
Okay,
commenting
okay,
on
okay.
Instagram photos and shit like that.
I mean, like simply put, these guys will be like from like these small towns where you have to go to like a small store to even have access to the internet. So these will be like really like fucking workers, not knowing where their next meal is going to be from. Like these are the guys who have that like $20 Android phone that they'll be using to like send DMs to girls that somehow they can find on the internet. And obviously, like someone who's like stuck asking that first, well, learn some English at least. Let's start off that way. Learn some English. I mean, like India's education system is incredible. Like it's amazing.
Mm.
I learned I mean, like I learned all my education in India, and I feel like I'm smart because I was educated in India. But like English is great there. Go to an English medium school, I guess, where you can actually learn English because, like in the end,
Yeah. You
we
you don't
want.
even have to go to India to know that. Like I never been to India, but I worked in big technology for years, and there were so many Indian guys, PhDs. The CEO of Google is Sundar
Yeah.
Pichai. He's Indian guy. So it's everywhere. They're all in big tech companies,
We are
doctors,
hard
both.
workers, but we don't like to take the lead. I think that's the main thing. That's why, like you'll see, yes, there's some CEOs, but typically, like if you go to like a tech company, it's typically just like software engineers and software developers. Mostly, they're not going to be like many managers who are Indians, even though they had the opportunity. They'll just be like, please tell me what to do. I'll do it, and I'll finish it as soon as possible and as good as possible. That's the way. But anyway, like my point being was, yeah, basically like learn some English, because if you do learn English, first of all, like when I was back in India, even though most of my friends I was talking in my native tongue, I would watch a lot of American TV shows like How I Met Your Mother. I was watching Big Bang Theory. I was watching all of this just to learn some culture and also like understand the humor. Like, okay, I'm gonna be there soon. I'm gonna be, maybe I'll move, maybe I won't, but I'll start traveling at least. So I was like, okay, well, I'm curious now. I have to learn because I don't want to, like, if someone talks to me, I don't want to look clueless. I think that would be very embarrassing. So I start off with that, I guess, just watch some American TV shows.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of good points, for sure. Like, we're very successful. I mean, there's no question about it, right? The CEOs of like every like major tech company, Indian guys, very educated. I mean, growing up, for me, it was like doctor, engineer. I didn't exactly become that, but regardless, Indians have always been very hardworking, right? So the money has never really been an issue. We're smart as fuck, but the problem is, it's like, why can't you apply, the effort that you did in academia and leveling up in your career? Why don't you apply that same effort into other areas of your life, right? So, like dating, getting more shredded at the gym, things that help you, boost your attractiveness, right? So, it's more so like just stop being so like thinking flexing, I guess, with like the money and the assets and the career. It's become more, well, no, well adapted to like American culture, right? So yeah, like as Indian P was saying, watching more, shows, getting more adapted into American culture, right? Even, taking up more kind of American-based hobbies or westernized hobbies to get more immersed in the culture, right? It could, do a lot of good for you too, for sure.
I have a really good point to add on to what you just said, bro. So, oh, sorry, my camera's off. So I actually had a client from, where the fuck was he from? Like Hyderabad or something, right? And this dude was like literally like definition like fresh off the boat Indian, like straight from fucking India, international student. Dude barely spoke English. And we did a boot camp. He learned a bunch of coaching stuff. He actually lost to Vagene in the boot camp, which is great. But this guy kept coming back for more coaching, right? And one piece of advice I noticed that really changed his life was I told him, go make friends with like a few white guys, right? So in Canada, growing up, like the jocks here are like hockey players, right? So I was like, go make friends with some white guys that are like born and bred Canadians. They're like white dudes, they play hockey. And he did that. And guys, this is insane. Like within a few months, this dude had lost his accent. He looked completely different. His fashion was just on a different level. And he just seemed more attractive. And then he was just matching chicks on Tinder and just matching like fucking crazy, bro. And he was an international student living in Saskatoon. Okay. So if you guys haven't heard of Saskatoon, it's because it's a small city in the middle of fucking nowhere in like the fucking Arctic in the middle of Canada. And it's like it's a student city. So there's like colleges and universities there. There's a lot of white chicks though. And this dude was like 21 years old. He smashed like 30 women in like 4 months from Tinder. Right. He was just like tearing through it. Just like a couple of chicks a week, bro. And he was able to do that. Like he went from like a 0 body count to like a 30 body count in like a span of like 4 or 5 months. Right. And it was all from it was like hot white girls from Tinder. Right. Keep in mind, this guy was like literally fresh off the boat, like barely speaks English, Indian international student. Right. So it's possible if you're in the right city and you have the right people around you. But the big thing that shifted his behavior, obviously, is like getting coached by guys who are experts, learning how to actually communicate with women. But a big thing that shifted his mindset was just being around guys that were just good with women. They're also like born and bred into the culture that he wanted to assimilate into. I think that really helped him a lot, right? Because I mean, think about it. A lot of this is a huge issue I find a lot of you guys have is they'll immigrate from that country and then hang out with Indians in the new country. Like, what the fuck, right? Like in Toronto, we have a stereotype. There's a very bad stereotype of Indians here, right? Because a lot of the Indians move to Toronto from India, and they'll just stay in their own communities and their own culture. They'll live with Indians. They'll work with other Indian guys, right? And so they never really fucking develop that that awareness. They never really like assimilate into a new culture, and it really limits them. And they're confused why they're not getting better results. It's like, bro, you're not trying to get different results. You're doing the same thing that you were doing back home. Like, there's no difference, right? And so that's a major shift. Is like being able to be around people with similar mindset or with the mindset you want to have.
Why is
okay,
Deepak watching white supremacist content?
No, I
fucking
will
heard
I will
that.
show you. This
Racist.
is something very
Just
interesting.
because
No,
my
wait,
surname's white.
So,
God damn
so
it.
no.
Well, hang
So-
on. I got a quick question for Justin though.
So,
Did this? You said this guy was immersing himself in Canadian things. Did the guy even go as far as working at Tim Hortons?
You know what's actually hilarious? He actually did have a fucking job at Tim Hortons. He actually he made money. He made money from Tim Hortons and became a crypto investor. And he made this dude was super young. He was making like insane money from fucking crypto. Like he'd use all his Tim Hortons money to become like a crypto millionaire. I'm not even joking. And he did really well for himself, man. Yeah.
Okay, so let me.
This is cool.
This is very interesting thing. So first, I want to clear about this point. Like people said, like we have Indian CEO like and Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai, Google CEO. We are doing very good and all. So the thing is like a lot of immigrants are doing good. Asian immigrants, Chinese are also doing good. Russians are also doing good. So Indians are chosen as CEO. What is the reason behind? The reason, like all other many immigrants are hardworking immigrants. The thing is that Indian immigrant who are going there they are the loyalist. That's the because they know that no matter what happened, they will be loyal to their master. That's the people may be they may be angry because what I'm saying, they will be loyal to their master. An Asian, a Chinese, for example, if they put like if the like in the like a board of directors, put a Chinese person, for example, as a CEO, then it can happen that Asian guy will be loyal to the CCP and maybe leak their things and all, or Russian or something like that, or maybe some other. But Indians are, no matter what happens, they will be loyal to their master, and that's why they choose. They know that no matter what happen, they are not going to sell anything to India. If that would be the reason, because Sundar Pichai is the Google CEO and all these guys are there, no, why it is racism against Indian is not stopped? They could have stopped it. It is still going on. So you understand. So this is the point. When somebody is saying this all the time, I've listened. Oh, we have Indian CEO. Oh, we have this and that. It is not going to help Indian in any way. This is the first thing. The second point was what was the question? Can you explain me? What was the question? This Bobs and Vagina. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I don't like this kind of term, Bobs and Vagina. I don't want to talk about Indians in a derogatory way. So I will explain it. So the problem is that I will not blame these guys. The problem is that they have this desperation because the Indian society is is made in such a way that the guys are desperate. So if you see, if we go back in the past, India, if we go like in the old ancient time in India, the woman is already having power. We use the word Shakti. So women in the girls were already having this Nari Sashaktikarn, female independence, female empowerment was already in Indian religion, Sanatan Dharma. So what happened was when we were already having these kind of concept there, 1947, then when the Indian was got independence, without any thought process, we actually copied everything from the West. And in the West, it was this concept of feminism, female empowerment came. So in our Indian culture, we were always seeing the girl as a if you know the Indian culture, we see Nari as Devi, Ghar ki Lakshmi in the sense like she is the goddess when she is getting married, something like this. So we are already like seeing in that way when the Western this concept of feminism came without any our politicians and the who were making the laws and everything without any thought, they copied all the things from the West, this female independence feminism. Then what happened that it became like the woman empowerment in India became even like 2-3 times more. So if you see, I have lived in the West, I have seen in India also. If you see in India, the girls, I have seen so many videos, the girls are so loud mouthed, they even beat the guys on the street. In Europe, I have never seen something like this in Europe. Even in UK or in USA, that girls are beating guys on the street. But in India, this
Happens in
female
Canada
independence
sometimes.
became so fucking high. That's why the guys became so beta, and that's the reason they are so desperate for sex that this boob and vagina thing come, because where they will go, where this guy will go, it is so tough for them to get laid. That's the main problem. So somebody is saying English is the solution. I will not say an Indian education system is completely crap. We have never able to connect it by our roots. We just copied the British education system without any thought. We were never, our culture was never revived. That's why, like you see, like can I show some clip? It can be a bit hardcore. Would you like?
It's better not to screen share. I think it's
No,
better for us
I
to
can see
jump
like
on to
this.
the next.
It's about the Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, I love that guy. And the director of the
Can I
FBI. He
show?
was so good.
I have compiled the clip so that I'm trying to understand what is the problem with the Indians are having.
Is
Can
there
I?
music on? Is there music?
It will not be music, but it's a bit slightly hardcore, controversial. Can I?
Just as long as there's no music. Otherwise, I would just
No, there
have
is a
to.
music, so I will just play like this so that people will see it. Maybe like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it will
Just
be
as
because
long as it's
instead.
not too long.
So there will be like
supremacist exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Never seen one. Never met one in my life.
Oh, and I agree with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
I don't like people like that telling me what my problem is or why my country is suffering or failing. And for Vivek to say that, we don't need that. We don't actually need that. You can go back to India. You want to fix a country? Go and fix your own country. You are Indian. You married an Indian. You had Indian kids. You gave them Indian names.
You lock the accounts and shut down the accounts of two guys, Nick Fuentes. I think it's better if you just unlock those accounts and let the guys be heard.
Now, this is from him. What is an American? Gee, let me let a brown person tell me what an American is. Yeah, that sounds great. Hey, brown person. Hey, person who's not from here. Hey, person whose family did not build this country.
Okay,
hey, guy
we
who
get the
came
point.
from
Let's
arguably
okay, so here is this. If you see that this guy Vivek guy, he got like that's what I'm saying, that seeing like white as like at least like he's a billionaire.
For me, that's
so at least like
that's just stupid people, because my
no,
wife,
like okay,
obviously
so,
white people are not American. My wife
no,
is Native American. So where
so
Americans concerned,
yeah,
Native Americans, it's one of those things where, of course,
what I want to say,
colonized.
so what I want to say is that like
I
he's
don't
a
think we
billionaire.
should get into politics though.
Okay, no, but what I want to say, what I want to get to the point is that he's a billionaire. So, but that is the situation of many Indians also. That this acceptance from that like like the Westerners is so much that they are cut off from their root. They don't even know who they are, And when you don't know who you are not going to get success. You are, it is going to be a problem. So this guy got like humiliated again and again and again. He is still sticking to them, and he's a billionaire. I mean, he could have done much better for the Indian community, but he's still like, openly humiliated. Nick Fuentes and all these guys are like hating him. He's saying, going to the YouTube, that reinstate them in the YouTube. So like, this is something, this is the problem with the Indian community. This Western validation, they have this urge of getting this Western validation, like so strong. They, for that, they hate their own people. They fucking hate their own people. They will do that also. uh, there is a one
Actually,
example.
Deepak, sorry to interrupt. It will vary from person to person. It will vary from tribe to tribe, from state to state, and region to region. Because nowadays, if you see my partner, Mr. K, right now is seriously dating a woman who is from Ireland, and he's very average looking, not educated, and they met at a yoga program. And the woman was asking so much about like what this is yoga, like how it is way, and the way he was explaining, the girl got super impressed. So if a guy, if you are only playing at the, if someone is as a guy, as an Indian guy, and with a white woman is playing on her superficial standard, how is Las Vegas, how is Miami, then he has already lost the frame. For him, okay, the context, the subject, the environment was definitely supporting because they met at the yoga program. But the way he presented, and is like, and he was, one thing he was telling me, bro, thank God she didn't ask me about my education, my race, or my how much qualified I am, because I'm just a 10th HSC pass, higher secondary, high school pass, and I was telling only about the yoga, spirituality, Indian culture, Indian values, and that's how one has to take pride in, like, whoever he is, whether he's an Indian, Russian, or American. If that's what I, to some extent, I agree with Deepak what he said, that one has to stuck with his root wherever he comes from.
Yeah, that's
Let-
definitely like, you're right.
Let's
like,
dive into the next question. This is going to be more India based. Is game in India different to game in other places?
Yes, absolutely. See, in India, if you see the game in Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore, if you leave the three cities, and in three cities, there are certain major areas, the club culture and other, like, for example, the Delhi, it has 3 to 4 areas, but India has, itself is so diversified that if you'll see a super rich people, your question was what advice you give to the Indian guys who are asking for boobs and vaginas. So these all people come from a very different, what IndianPE has said. They are very different people. So in India, one has to take care of white knife. I was talking with today evening, I was talking with one of your team, Deepak, and he was asking me regarding the infields, that Deepak wants infield in India, and that also in Hindi. In Hindi, because the Hindi audience needs to understand. So I said, see, bro, if the infields are in Hindi, you have to be very skeptical and very aware, because what Justin Marc does there, it's very threatening for him if he does the same thing in India, because the Indian values and the cultures, the politics and the religious things will hamper him, will hamper anyone badly, because as they have a very negative biasness towards the sex, towards the woman, towards sexuality. I myself, like, if I'm telling my relatives dating coach, they will look like me like I have fucking a terrorist or what. So they have still those things, like for them the sex is taboo. They still live in that monogamy zone.
I don't know.
One
I don't
man,
know. I think things are changing, guys. I think things are changing. You guys know Shataj from Iron Man Lifestyle? I mean, he's got one of the fastest, biggest dating coach channels on the internet, right? He's got like what 700,000 subscribers or something like that.
Siddesh
And
Sherawat.
things are changing. So I mean, maybe slowly but surely things are changing. You know, I think in the world we all grew up in, you know, back in India, sex was very taboo. But I think in the big cities, things are changing slowly but surely. So, you know, definitely we're living in a different world where things are slowly changing and going a different route. You know, I think Western values are kind of coming in, and I think a lot of guys in India are kind of fed up of, you know, past dating culture and realizing that, personal development and actually learning these skills is the only way to actually get the success that you need to have.
Justin, see, to some extent, you're absolutely right. Yeah, of course, Shadish Sherawat, he has done a biggest thing, Ironman lifestyle, and created a big channel in India. But you see, India has the highest number of youth, the potential, the buyer, the Mercedes, the BMWs, how much they sell in India, it's not selling in Europe also. The the economics, the dynamics, and the youth of India is so much that you will find the all variety. What Indian PE has said now is like there is diversified in everyone, and whoever comes in Indian market is definitely going to buy. Because if we look at the dating coaches, as like right now we fall into the second trend. Like me, Rohit, we do generally boot camps in India. We fall into second trend. It's like even not started. So of course he has the advantage because he has organized all those ad campaign and other thing. But whoever coach is going to target in India, the potential market is so much. It's like there is a huge difference between the rich and the poor are. Your I swear your question was who sends the pics of that. Definitely what Indian PE has said. These are the people. Otherwise the dating in elite is at next level for some classes, but at some classes the bottom 80%, in that the 60% struggles a lot.
So I will
Rohit,
say like
you would like to add anything?
yeah, I will say like in this situation, the question is like the game is gaming in India is different. So definitely the gaming in India is different. I do agree compared to the West. Um, Mindset, I will say mindset is more or less will be the same. Definitely in the West, you need to be aggressive, more aggressive alpha mindset you need if you're not relying on social media, Instagram and all the stuff. When you're going like hardcore who you are when you're going in the field without anything, so there you need a bit more alpha, more game, more technical knowledge of game. In India, I will say now we talk about the technical thing. So definitely this oh sorry, sorry, I would talk about this inner game. The definitely the Indian guys are more susceptible to simping 2x 3x times more than Westerners. Indian guys, again, I told you what are the reason behind the Sanatan Dharma culture, plus added this double stream of this feminism. You understand? The 1947 feminism came from the West, and plus the Indian Sanatan Dharma was already like female empowered at that time. So they are like 2x more susceptible. So they have to correct the mindset. The second thing is the culture. I do 100% agree because I travel a lot in India. So I have done boot camp in India also. I have teach guys. My students are doing very well in like Indian cities. Like one guy is like doing like a consistent basis same day lays in Mumbai, and there are like other guys also pulling girls, getting girls from the Delhi metro area also. So definitely the system works, and the system is not like the problem with this. I don't want to use the name from these guys. This iron. Okay, I don't want to talk about these guys for now. Let's talk about another time. So the thing is that you have to understand you are not supposed to copy. Lot of coaches I've seen, they just copy one-on-one from the Western dating coaches and try to implement in India. This is not going to work. You have to, for example, see that the girl is a shy girl. You are not just like going to the girl and hey, you are cute or something like that. Even if you have confidence, the girl will hesitate. It can be like creepy, awkward situation. So definitely indirect style of game works really good, and then transitioning to the different topics and engaging conversation. And indirect style of game also works really good in the West in this present scenario, but in India you have to be slightly adaptive to the situation.
That's a good
If you are
reminder
a,
right there. So on the infield hub, for example, every video we have for each coach, we specifically put the name of the city and like the exact part of the city. So that's a very good point, applying Western game to India. That's interesting.
yeah, and the thing is now, for example, in the first tier cities, now again the variation is huge in India. You can be, for example, you can be look like a highly westernized guy, and you can be look like a normal Indian desi guy. So first tier city in the Mumbai area, for example, the when the girls are very much westernized, you can speak with them in English and over the top lines and go direct. You are like fairly okay looking guy. It can work in that way, but that is representing only maybe 2, 3, 4% of India or even less. But the rest of the India, for example, have a different demographic. So there you have a different style. The guys are different. The girls are not that westernized. So there you have a different like style of game. It can be like second tier city where you approach the girl and everybody will start to look at her. Or oh, what is this going on? Oh, what is this going on? Oh, look at her. What is going on? So there you have to be very like in a way that it is should not even look like you are approaching her, because it will create so much pressure on the girl that if you are not aware of this, like in India, definitely you have to be more socially aware of the situation compared to the West. In the West, sometimes you can just go direct, you don't care about anything, you can just go and approach girls. In India, definitely you have to care, because again, this because of the simping mindset, huge white knighting is also going on. White knighting is also it's a like white knighting is a byproduct of simping also. So if something goes wrong, like you know what can happen. So you have to be more socially aware in Indian environment. Yeah.
Deepak, have you ever gotten like in trouble if you did it in India ever, or have you seen people get it in trouble
I
doing
have
it?
done I have done boot camp in India. So I remember I did boot camp. So the guy said that let's do the demonstration. So I was doing in the Connaught Place, and I approached the girl. I mean, like, she was like a hot Indian girl, and what happened was I still have the infield of that. I have to find it. So what happened was after like 3 minutes, I was like surrounded by the all over the guys. I
The
said, wow.
anti-Deepak demonstration. Oh my
Yeah, and
God.
then I said, like, dude, if I
What?
do something wrong here, they're gonna fucking beat me out, beat me up. So
Oh
I was
shit.
surrounded, like some beggars came, and everybody was like standing and looking at me, like what this guy's doing, talking to this girl. So something like this happened one time with me, and one time I also did a demonstration. I remember, but still, like it is like my system do works, but this is something I've seen. One time I approached the girl, and there was a one street seller. They just stand near to me and try to listen, what he's saying, what he's saying. So something like this, yeah, definitely happens. So definitely you have to be socially aware, and indirect style of game, and having a backup plan if something goes wrong, having a good backup plan to come out of it. So for example, I give you one example. I was in Warsaw. We were doing some infield pickup. So there were like two girls walking in front of me, and they were in a big group, and there were like three guys behind walking. I didn't thought that these girls are belonging to these guys. So I approached these girls, and excuse me, I was just going blah 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 blah. And then what happened, these two, oh, what do you want? They were like some Russian guys, I think Ukrainian guys. What do you want? So I look at them, I say, I was just looking for Mongolian spices. Do you know where I can get Mongolian spices actually? So I immediately, like, fast enough to, I will not say like, oh, I was finding this girl cute, and I say, oh, we don't know where is Mongolian spices. So I said, like, T Gavrish Paruski. So I start to speak a bit, to engage with all of these guys, and then blah, 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 and make like a small kind of, social kind of conversation, and get out of it. So something like this, like fast thinking, quick thinking, like you have to be slightly on, like you something goes
You're
wrong.
really on
Oh,
the ball there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's interesting.
I will tell my experience. It was similar to Deepak only. So at that time, I
So
just started learning game,
yeah.
and I won't take the name of the coach because I don't want to do anyone's negative marketing. So I was in the boot camp at that time. I was learning, and hardly it was the second day of my boot camp, and it's like now, He said the as the mystery says, 3-second rule, and like back to back open. And once you get into that state zone of opening, I opened and I said hi. I don't know, girl was in a different state. And after half hour, her husband came. All this gold in his arms, and he was jack bodybuilder. The wife was literally begging and pulling, and she was telling in Hindi. I would translate in English. Please let him go. He didn't do any harm. And like crowd started gathering in the mall. At least 100, 200 people. And I was with my wing, and he said, but it was my luck that the surname of that guy and the wing was similar. So he started building rapport, and he said, my brother is in police and my another brother is a politician and I will screw. And the wing came to me and is like, brother, it makes no point. He wouldn't go unless and he hits you too. Man, I will do it fast. So at that time, I was just started in my life trying to improve with a huge investment, and that thing happened, and that thing shattered me like around like 4 to 5 months. So in India, if you a lot of people when I talk with them now, it's like they say we did boot camp and this happened and that happened. And it's like I have to tell them honestly, bro, it's India. You have to be very well calibrated, you have to be very well aware, and you have to scan the environment, because in US, the people, if you go and just say hi, people accept that. But in India, it like the what Deepak said now, the white knife concept, it's terrible in India. It will depend still on the society, on which part of India is came. These are the
But
things
but
has
at
to
the
keep
same
in.
time, game is a bit easy in India in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
way
Right.
because of
Right.
the colonial mindset. The game is also easy. Why? Because if you just speak with the girls in English, they see you as a higher value guy. So that's why speaking in English cut down your game learning curve to 50%. Definitely, if a guy who can speak in English like good English, like fine English, so definitely it will give a huge bonus to
And
to the
in
in
villages,
this situation.
in 2 tier and 3 tier cities, Deepak, it works amazing. If the accent and it's like from his from US or UK, the accent that works amazing. But in I think Mumbai and Bangalore, it has become quite adaptable. The people are very
Yeah, but again, like if you speak in Hindi, it's gonna put you in a negative.
yeah,
You
right.
understand? So, for example,
Mm.
even if you say like this Indian guy, actually he made a few years ago, he made a like slightly roast video. I will make. I am not yet entered in the Indian market anyway. So, but anyway, so this guy is also a lot of guys I saw like they all speak in English. They all speak in
Mm.
English. When they do infield, they speak in English. Nobody speak in Hindi. So what I'm saying is, if even if you are going the first tier city, if you speak in English, even if okay, if we say everybody speak English, so it is not going to give you advantage. But if you speak in Hindi, then it will give you disadvantage. Unfortunately, this is very unfortunate that we devalue our mother tongue, but this is the reality and I accept it. So if somebody is like speaking English, definitely it brings him like good points in second third tier city, also in Delhi also, and in the in Mumbai also, like in all these places also. I guess you are agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. How about the rest of you guys? So the question was, how is dating, how is game different in India compared to other places?
Nayyar can talk about Bangladesh.
Actually, yeah, I can
Yeah,
add
yeah,
on
yeah.
to
Please,
this.
we would love to hear about Bangladesh.
Well, I haven't necessarily gamed ever in Bangladesh. Because I was born in the US, right? I don't really go back to that region of the world. But I will say this, when I visited India, Bangladesh also a couple years ago, when I literally walked out of the street, it was like stairs. And I think like what Deepak was saying, once you start using, well, if you can speak pretty good English, like you do stand out a lot. I could get the female gaze within a couple blocks of just going to the grocery store. I didn't do any cold approaches when I was there just because like I didn't know, what I should have done in a cold approach just to see what would have happened. I can say a little bit more about online game in Bangladesh and India. I felt like I was a typical white girl in the US on a dating app there. Like I shit you not, when I was looking at my Hinge and Bangladesh, it was like 100 matches every single day. So my online game in that part of the region was exploding. So I would be very curious if I were to go back and do the in-person game and cold approach there, what would happen? So, but I was getting a lot of stares from women, I will say that. And I think a lot of it obviously has to do with, US culture, US accent, American accent. So,
Rohit?
Yeah, yeah. So
Is any
basically,
other? Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yeah, you have to give the your introduction. We don't know. Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay, okay.
we'll skip that.
Yeah,
We're
actually,
Okay, okay,
running
okay,
out of time.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So basically, I will add to this. Uh, Doing game in India versus doing game abroad. I don't have much idea about doing game abroad. But yeah, I've been to Goa. I've been to other places where there are a lot of people from abroad. I have so I'm basically into bachata, salsa, and all things like that, right? So what I see is you I have been into situation where I approached this female and she I just complimented on her hairstyle, hair color, that I genuinely liked, and that was a genuine compliment. And she was like, thanks, and this is my husband. And I was like, okay, oh fuck, we are in like I'm totally cooked. And then the guy was like, okay, you liked her hair, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. She did it well. She carries herself well. And then he was getting aggressive, and after that, I happened to notice he had other friends from his group. They were standing around, and those guys were like, okay. And I told them, like, you guys look cute together. I have to say that. And the friends of the guy, they were like, okay, this guy is very smart, and they started laughing. And I was like, okay, you guys did not have to do that. Like, what kind of friends are you? So I was like, okay, I'm now super cooked. And after that, this guy got triggered. I knew, at the same time, how Deepak said also, you have to be very quick when things are going to escalate. And for some reason, I was like, I got a little aggressive because the other guy got aggressive. And I had to control myself down. And I was like, he was like, where are you from? Which location are you from? It was like turning into a street gang war. And for some reason, I kept my cool down, and I was like, okay, why don't you do this? You come to my city, I will grab some beer and I'll take you around. And I had to convert it into into you are my brother, and I'm going to take you around, keeping my ego aside. And that was one experience. Another experience was when I approached this very beautiful woman in the mall, and she was instantly hooked. And we were speaking, and all of a sudden, this guy comes in, and she's like, this is my husband. I'm like, okay, I'm cooked again. And he was like, what happened? And I was like, no, actually, I thought she's like, someone I knew from childhood, and she used to steal my lunchbox. And I had to turn things around very quickly. So yeah, I've been hearing what the conversation is going about. And as per Deepak and how Raj, everyone are putting in, right? What I think is, uh, doing game in India is very much possible, but you have to be very socially calibrated. You have to read the room here, since the kind of conditioning, how socially inept people are surrounding the girl, right? Whenever you are approaching a woman, and the girl is basically surrounded by other people who are not socially uh, very good at social interactions. All of a sudden, there is a lot of social pressure on the girl, and you have to take care of everything, from being a man who is leading the conversation to extremely calibrated when opening someone. Definitely, without that, plus the second thing, this happened actually when I and my wing, one of my wing, were approaching, and I did my approach, number closed, and I came back and I saw my wing coming from he approached a girl and he was coming in from the uh, mm, uh, he was coming towards me, right? He was going to meet me, and what happened was he was a little bit shaken, and I was like, okay, what happened to you? And he was like, didn't you see? I was like, no, I did not. What happened? And he was like, I approached that girl and on the street, and some guy came in on his motorcycle, and he just went ballistic, and he was like, what are you doing with her? And what are you trying to talk to her? And he was like, he tried to make some excuses, but then before he could say something, the guy just punched him on his face, and he was showing me his iPhone. It was all shattered, and I took him to some other place, pacified him, and I told him, the moment I saw you, first of all, the these are very, very crucial things, and when it comes to gaming also, a lot of Indian men do not know how to carry themselves when it comes to fashion and grooming. They do not know what kind of hairstyle suits them, what kind of cloth they should be wearing when they are out. They do not know the color psychology, and they are not they are extremely careless about that. They do not care about that. So I told them, first of all, you wore a hoodie and you're wearing a pajama. What do you think, what people are going to take you, the kind of image that you portray? When you go out, you need to be dressed sharp, and basically what you wore, basically it projected you look like a homeless person. Any guy is going to take you for that. From a distance, when I was observing that, that is what came into my mind in the first glimpse. And then after that, the kind of body language, how he was standing with slouched body language, obviously you are radiating that you are not confident, and that gives the people around you to take you for someone weak, and they can easily attack you, right? So you are not even taking the space, you are not standing comfortably with your chest a little bit out. And so all these things were came into my observation. I told him, after that, he fixed his fashion, he fixed his grooming, and since then he has been getting a lot of IOIs, a lot of female gays. So these are some of the crucial things that a lot of people in game needs to needs to adapt into.
Yeah,
Any other
I'd double
comments on
down
this?
on what Rohit said. He's right. Like a huge thing that I teach guys is fashion. I have so many videos on fashion, how to dress better, the color schemes, the grooming.
Yeah.
You know, imagine, would somebody rather do like 50 cold approaches versus 100, right? The guy that looks better, presents themselves better, just increasing his chance, right? With
Mhm.
social skills, not just social skills, but if she sees you as attractive, right, with the physique and the fashion, you have a way better chance, of getting the number because she's perceiving you as, attractive. And with that, if you have the good social flow, the game, the social skills, you know how to flirt, escalate, and you present yourself as attractive, it's game over. You know what I mean? So really double down
Definitely,
on the fashion, the grooming, the style, the hygiene. It's huge part of, the game as well. So I'm glad you touched
definitely.
on
That
that.
is
Yeah.
what I teach them. That is what I tell even my wings, who are my wings are my very closest friends, and I tell them, if you are going to dress like a homeless, or even a child can come and attack you, right? If you are going to be dressed like, imagine Hank Moody from Californication, or something that suits your personality well, and you're maxing out on all the elements and all those things that is in your control. Your looks, exactly, basically your looks, if you are not genetically lucky, but still you can go to a salon and get to know what hairstyle suits you, what the kind of beard, your facial structure and everything. You have control over that, how to
Going to gym.
excel.
Can we
Going
just
to
look
gym,
at
yeah.
Raj's beard? Raj has like the best beard I have ever fucking seen. I just get a
Excuse me.
spotlight. Here's Raj. Look at that beard. Isn't that like the best beard you have ever seen?
Genuinely,
We're all
I
looking
want.
at you. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Any other perspectives on this? I really got to keep this moving though. But any other guys who haven't said anything for this question yet?
Damn, I wish I didn't shave, man. You all outdoing me on the beard.
Ooh, there we go.
Right now,
Alrighty.
having a beard is a huge trend in India because like
Yeah.
Indians copy mostly the Bollywood, and if they are like celebrities, like nowadays, if the celebrities are keeping beard, then if you see the Indian youth generally try to model the top heroes. If the heroes are keeping beard, you have a Hollywood there, we have a Bollywood here. So if the
Yeah.
Bollywood star is keeping a beard, then everyone in India follows the same trend. If
Yeah, that's
going,
interesting. Because you know, and they got K-pop in Korea, everyone's copying, even in Peru, they're like copying Koreans now. It's a crazy thing. But anyway,
It
let's
is
jump on to the
one
next one.
one thing I will talk about beard. This is a very technical. It will help guys also. So one thing I'm like very deep in like teaching guys also. So sometimes I have the guys who are on spectrum. So what I tell them, the problem with what we face with these guys, what I face with these guys, like teaching the emotion
Induced
expression.
game.
So no, but teaching emotion expression, facial expression. So I tell them, if you have a beard, so make the beard so that your if you have less emotional face, the beard will like act as a cover up, so it will not look that bad. And that really help the guys who are on spectrum and not able to learn the specific emotion. So that is very helpful for the guys. If somebody is watching, having a beard will definitely help in that cases.
yeah, I agree with you, Deepak. Like you said, na, if a clean shave, na, I look like a schoolboy.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any beard.
I had a beard for so long,
I don't have hair. I don't
like.
have beard, so I have to play the game without it. So
Anyway, I got to keep this moving. As Indian dating coaches, what kinds of issues do Indian guys come to you for that are somewhat unique or common to Indians?
Basically, one of the very common problems that they come to me was for approach anxiety. A lot of guys I've seen that their approach anxiety is not getting solved. They will enroll with coaches and mentors back to back, back to back, back to back, spending so much of money, and they might do well on the boot camps, but after the boot camps they are gone into the wind. They can't do solo. That is another second biggest issue with guys that comes to me are not able to do solo. I recently gave one of my student boot camp to do the solo thing, and I taught him how to reframe his anxiety into to become confident. And since then, it was a 2 days boot camp, and after that, he was able to do that pretty well. Now he goes out, he does solo gaming. The thing is, a lot of problem with the mentorship also, it becomes one size fits all. So the approach anxiety thing is not getting solved for a lot of guys. How I do it is uh, I teach them how to label their anxiety into a positive thing, and how they can get over the anxiety just in 1 to 2 or 3 approaches. And I tell them there is no person in this whole world that doesn't have anxiety. Anxiety is the primal part of the brain. So it also safeguards us from getting into wrong conditions. So these are the 2 problems that I've seen.
What I see, what I have seen up till now, majorly for me, my journey was like I had like around 6 boot camp, almost paid to all the Indian dating coaches. You name the person in the Indian market, 5 mentorship, and in 2 years, like 7 to 8 hours daily charging, and the result was zero. 2 years, zero result. And what I find now, the people try to model someone. So, for example, there's something called a genes factor. If some coaches like from a very north, typically the people from Delhi, Haryana, they have that ballsy attitude. People from south, they have a very different attitude. So what they do, they try to leave their personality and try to get into. I was watching Ice Wide. I was watching the one of the last panel was regarding Ross Jeffries and mystery, and they were talking about those things. One thing I understood that the both are right from their own perspective. Generally, the coaches have that habit. If it is working for them, they will try to put that thing only to the student without understanding. So the major is the psychological factor. It needs to be work. It needs to be work on their beliefs. It needs to be work on what kind of issues they have, whether they have lack, anxiety, phobia. People come from various different family, genetic triad, preconditioning, childhood. So I think these need to be addressed first before taking them into the field. Otherwise, a lot of guys I see that they were doing better, but if they start surging, they are becoming more and more worse because they become too gamey. That's what especially when it comes to Indian men, I find that pattern extremely terrible.
Yeah, I
So
agree. It's a lot of like too scripted lines and not inner like flow, right? They try to remember like a certain script they might have watched from like somebody's infield and they try to replicate it, but they don't realize that a lot of this is your own taste. You put your own spin onto like your own game because no person's like social skills in game, right, is going to be 100% exact to the coach or the person you watch on YouTube. And I think it's a lot of it is mimicking, trying to, memorize like lines, and then they stutter, they don't know what to say next. So it's more, they need to get more comfortable being around women and realizing that you need to, one, the inner game, be comfortable with yourself, who you are, and you don't need to put up like this crazy act and try to act like someone you're not, right? So a lot of it is just, a bad inner game as well and trying to rehearse lines, you know what I mean? So that's a huge problem I've found. Another one is this like obsession with white women. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had this as well. You've had students always asking you, like, how do you get, white girls? Like, how do I attract white women? And the truth is, it's like, it's the same thing, honestly, regardless of, whatever the girl's race is, right? It's the same thing. Get good with your social skills, present the best attractive version of yourself, take care of yourself, right? Lift weights, dress well, break the negative stereotype, present yourself well, right? And it's just funny, they'll, reject themselves because they're like, oh, well, how do I get white girls? White girls don't like me. And then I ask, I'm like, well, okay, when was the last time, you approached like a hot, blonde, attractive girl? And they're just like, oh, I did it a couple months ago. And I'm like, have you approached any other girls since then? And then they kind of like stutter a little bit and they're like, oh, well, no, it didn't work because I got rejected. I'm like, bro, like to get good at this, you have to be doing this on like daily or at least like a weekly basis. You know what I mean? You can't just go off a couple rejections in the past and just think white girls, white women don't like me. It's like, dude, every girl's different. You got to put in the reps, you got to put in the work. And then also, I talked to some of my like clients that I've worked with one to one, and they don't present themselves well either. So it's like the combination of all of that, are just common problems I've seen for sure.
So, I mean, I will say like they're like different levels of the guys I've seen. I have the guys who are having approach anxiety, simple approach anxiety. I have the guys who are virgin. So there's a, I mean, people can say whatever they want, virgin and all of this, but I have the proof of my in the documentary. There's a full documentary of 6, 7 videos of a virgin guy who I did boot camp in Warsaw. I have a very advanced guy. The documentary I will release. Uh, like in a way that he did coaching with other guys. So if you remember, I had I don't want to repeat the name of that guy again in this stream. So I had the last my stream with one guy. So that guy had this, like, coaching with these guys. So that guy came with me in Stockholm, and I got him 6 girls. So this guy is having lot of other guys, even RSD Tyler, he did boot camp. So so some of these guys who are, I will not say beginner, they don't have approach anxiety, they are like hardcore, they can talk to any girl, but they are not but they are still not able to get results. So there, for example, teaching them a right technical game is required. And also what Raj is saying, which is also correct, that sometimes a dating coach, what he do is something what is work for him, without empathize, like without having empathy for the other student, he just like put, oh, this is my system, I will put this system to this other student, and that's why, and now you have to get results. So this is not the right way, because the level of game I have, it is almost impossible, I will say, anyone to reach to that level. But if I teach my game, it is impossible for the guy to learn in 5 to 10 days. So what I do here is that I have to adapt according to his situation. So if a guy is having, sometimes somebody says, like, oh, I want to learn the advanced game. I say, I will teach you advanced game, but we are stuck in the approach anxiety. How I will teach you advanced game, how I teach you hand holding, when we are stuck in approach anxiety. So I am working with him approach anxiety. Some guy, for example, he is able to approach and everything, and now I'm teaching him how to flirt. So and sometimes the way I flirt is not going to work with that guy. So I have to teach him what will work for that guy, for his personality, how the girl is reacting to, because sometimes the girl will react in a very specific way according to my personality. If a guy is not looking like me, even he is still Indian, so the girl will react to him in a very different way. So I have to, maybe it can happen that I have to give him more dominant line, which can, if I say these lines by myself, it can intimidate the girl, but for him it will work. So something like this kind of things I also teach. Very much highly calibrated in a way that according to the student. So definitely the guys who are again, the white girl, yeah, Nayyar said the white girl thing. I mean, honestly, the main reason for me to migrate to Europe was to get white girls. Honestly, 2000.
Whoa,
that I
racist.
uh, that was the reason. I mean, we are all mentally
No,
colonized,
no
and I
wonder
was.
you're watching that white supremacist content.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So it was. I mean, actually, I made the documentary 2000 about. I made it out the documentary in 2015, 2016. I made the documentary about what was the right reason, but I deleted the video. Is the old, but what that was one of the reason I was like. Uh,
So imagine
it was not
immigrations,
about making money. It is
coming
not
into
about making
Germany.
money. It was not about making money for me. Honestly,
What's
my
your reason
parents
for coming to Germany? White girls.
was the, yeah, of course, that I will not deny this
Adolf
thing.
would be
And
proud, okay?
okay,
Yeah,
whatever
what?
the reason. So now, but the thing is, there is nothing wrong if somebody want a white girl, if they want to diversify their, why not? There's nothing wrong in it. If you want to raise other girl, date from, if you want to date girl from other race, there is nothing wrong in it, but you need to have a right mindset. So what Nayyar is saying, I have, like, I say 95% of the guys, they have this in mind. They literally say, they clearly say, no, no, white girl, nothing, no, Deepak, no, I am going to Stockholm. Hey, nay, 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 not like they say it. I don't want to be racist. No, no, no. I want this white Swedish girl. What should I have to give my student what they want? This is that's how it is. But then it is not that easy job on the street cold approach, teaching them how to get this girl. So there you have to, like, Again, like technical game is definitely required. With right inner game mindset, the high technical game is required when you are not relying on any other things like social media and all the stuff. When you are just relying on yourself. Yeah.
I want to hear from IndianPE. What you got?
Yeah, I'll answer this question and drop off. Yeah, basically what I've noticed is one of the most common issues that Indian guys have when they come to me is typically they have a lot of ego. So they try to fast track results. Like they typically ask me like questions like, okay, how many times do I have to approach before I get a girl to like me? I mean, it's a completely different, like it's a human being. First of all, she's not a robot. Like you give a certain input, you can't expect a different output each time. So I told him like, I don't know, I don't have a percentage, but I never go in thinking like, oh, I know if I open the next 8 girls, I'll get 2 girls, 3 girls. It never works that way. Sometimes it's 8 out of 8. Sometimes it's 1 out of 8. But before even putting in any effort or like wanting to put any effort, they want to at least like convince themselves in some way that like I don't have to do so many approaches to get like this certain level of results. Meanwhile, that's not the truth at all. So uh, that's one thing, and the other thing is like they cannot get themselves to be brutally honest about their current skill level. That's most common with Indians, but there's also, I mean, like I've coached white guys. I've coached one of my primary wings in Miami is this tall Belarusian guy who's extremely jacked. He's good with women, but once he learned from me, he's killing it even more. But he was already good. But he still has that mindset where it's like, no, I want to keep getting better. Even though he fucks like 5 to 6 super hot Latina girls every month, it's the same thing. Like he doesn't have the mindset where it's like, oh, I should only approach like I can only approach maybe 5 or 6, then I'll get like 2 or 3 dates. He doesn't think that way. He thinks in terms of like, okay, I have to approach as much as possible to get into as many long interactions as possible. But most Indians basically they think I have to like they want to delude themselves that first of all they're doing okay. Like when you ask an Indian guy, so what is your success? They're like, I mean, it's not bad. I will, I can go up to any girl and talk. I'm like, okay, I see that girl, go and talk. They'll be like, she's on the phone. Okay, next girl is coming. She's just walking slowly. She's like checking her dress. Okay, go and talk to her. He'll be like, you know what? I'll finish this water and then I'll go approach. So, like, well, that means your results are not great. Like, be brutally honest with yourself, or else like there is no way in hell you can actually get better at this thing without being honest to yourself. If you keep deluding yourself, you'll probably be happy just being with one girl a year or 2 girls a year. You'll be like, oh yeah, my dating success is amazing. Holy fuck, are you kidding me? That's if you delude yourself that way, then you're fucked. If you delude yourself in the opposite way, I feel like it's a lot more healthier. Like let's say if you're getting 20 girls a year, you're like, you know what, I still have to learn. I think that's a better mindset to come from, but typically Indians just don't have that.
I absolutely
I
agree with
totally
what
agree with
Indian
that.
PE has said. Indian guys, when it comes to improving their dating life, when it comes to fixing their life in terms of woman, sex, or lifestyle, they will have the biggest ego as compared to, I don't know, the other countries, but the Indian guys will have the biggest ego. It's like, why? And like, I need to improve dating. Oh, that's the hell thing. But for I think the other guys are little agile towards it.
But no, I will say in other races the same thing. This ego thing is in all races you will see. Not in Indian, it will. This I have to learn. This is something I've seen in other races also. Definitely, I will say. Yeah.
But it's more common with Indians, that's for sure. I've seen.
Yeah, definitely can be. I do agree.
Like
I can
I'm
be.
coming from a place where it's like I had that ego before when I started off. I had that crazy fucking ego, even though I was a virgin. I was deluding myself that I was getting results for a whole year where I made out with like, okay, 15 girls. Okay, sure, I just kissed them. I never got laid. And why I was not at all brutally honest with myself. I had a couple of mentors. One is David Sword, one is this South African guy, Gabriel Gray. These guys like sat me down in a restaurant one of the days, and they dead on spoke to me, dude. you have to change things. You think you're getting results, but you're not. Like I don't know why you're going about this in a very like again like you're lying to yourself because you haven't gotten laid. How do you think you're gonna keep doing this? Because eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to look back in the last 2 or 3 years and you got no success. What is success? You have to first define that. If you just define success as kissing girls and getting a long interaction without even going for the pull, then that's not the right definition of success. You have to be brutally honest. Only then I started to think. By that time, I was like happy just getting makeouts, talking to 50 to 60 girls a night, and just going home by myself. So it's like I had that ego, and then when other people have an ego, I come from a place where it's like I had this experience. It took a lot for me to get over it. I still have it a little bit. It took a lot of inner work, and also like trying to just not lie to myself at any point, basically.
Yeah, I mean, with the
Basically,
ego thing, I do agree. With the ego thing, I will say I did had ego, but I was very much ego had like I don't want to do, don't want to learn from any dating coach. I will do it by myself. That was the ego. I will not spend any money for a dating coach. I will do it by myself. That was the ego with me. I used to watch like like at that time YouTube videos and like some pickup courses and all. I tried everything. So then I said, like, dude, like I'm getting older and I have to drop down it and I have to do some boot camp. So at that time I did RSD boot camp and drop like all the ego thing aside. I went for the boot camp, though it was not very successful anyway, like the old history. But definitely, I do agree that people can have ego, and I had ego, but my ego was never that. I am good. I know that I sucks with the girls. I suck, but I said I have the ego. I will do it by myself. That was the so learning from if somebody is suffering in their dating life, we have all these like coaches, so better choose a mentor that will definitely shorten your learning curve. You have like IndianPE and all these guys we have. So definitely if somebody is like having this ego, no, I will do it by myself. What dating coach, what dating courses? I will not spend $50 for a dating coach. It's an insult. No. So for these guys, I will say like there was a one guy who
Can I just take that and let's just psychologically apply this. I will not pay $50 for someone to clean my windows. I can do it myself. I will not pay $50 for someone to clean my toilet. I can do it myself. I will not pay someone to build my house. We never do it ourselves. That's such a funny thing. I just felt like I needed to highlight that.
yeah,
I was gonna
basically
say
what
50
happens is
bucks. Like 50 bucks. What kind of crap program are they running for 50 bucks?
Yeah, they no, some
Like
dating
50
coaches
bucks.
did. I think there was a one guy. I guess there's a one guy, Bachelor. He makes some red pill kind of content. So he said you should not even spend $50 for dating coach. No way. So sometime I said like you like with the skills you can get the girl for the life. How much money you have spent in your career? Maybe how much time you have spent in your career? Maybe 10 years, and having a life partner is maybe you will spend rest of your life on papers if it is the right one. So you don't want to pay anything. You just right now we are not equipped with the skills to get the time has changed. We are not equipped with the skills, the social skills to get the right girl. Even if you get like one lucky shot right girl, maybe she is not the right girl for the life. Maybe she has like red flag. So you need to have options, you need to have skills, and if there's a mentor there, then there is nothing wrong. So I
basically
did.
Deepak.
What I think,
Yeah.
Deepak, in US, in UK, it's like people are a little bit aware. I was talking with one of my business coaches, and she said, "You're dating coach in India. It really happens." So she was like a person like she's 25 years in the industry, and she's first time talking with a client who's a dating coach and he wants to really set up his business. I said, like, I have never seen such thing in India. It's like, is it happen in India? Like, yeah, it happens. Then she noted certain names. It's like, it's interesting. Huh? So that's where the Indian industry is when it comes to dating coaches in India.
So basically, Raj and Deepak, here guys are like, so ignorant. They are more open and willing to pay for the alimony than to the mentors. So
We have to
basically, that
make them
is,
aware. We have to teach them. They don't know. They don't know other way. That's the problem. There is
yeah.
not even the system. Nobody's even politician. Nobody's even the like the what we say self improvement guys. Oh, don't talk to girls. Just focus on making money. Make 1 crore, 2 crore, buy an apartment, and blah, 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 blah. And they are like just like they no, 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 don't waste time on the girl. Don't, no, 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 no. This is the bad thing. Don't, you have to make your career. You have to make this thing. This is all going on in even in Indian, these like so-called, what is the word? The self-development coaches and all these guys. And even if the dating coaches, they don't even know the red pill part. Even the best of the best Indian dating coaches, they don't know how to keep the girl, how to have that strong, like what we say, like the mindset Indian guys need to have to get to keep the girl in the life, so that this alumni, what is this 498, this alumni, this these things never even arise. How to keep the girl submissive to you right
Stage
from the
two of
start.
game.
Yeah.
So let me just quickly explain for the guys watching this who don't understand this. I haven't released the article yet, but there are 3 stages of game, and Deepak here is talking about stage 2. So stage 1 of game is it's
Getting.
dating. Meeting
Mm,
women, exactly, getting.
mhm.
Dating is stage 1. Meeting women. Stage 2, relationships, keeping women. Not
Yes.
just a woman, but if you're dating multiple women, girlfriends, that's keeping women.
Mm.
Stage 3, family. You're not obliged to have a family, but you could see it as family or legacy. For me, it's pretty much the same thing. I learned it because I'm in Peru, so that opened my eyes to what family actually means. It's a Catholic country here, so
The
now I understand family. But yeah, incredible points. I wanted
stage
to
two
say
is very
something, but I
important.
forgot what it was.
Stage two is very, very important in India, in the environment. Stage two, because keeping the
Oh
girl,
yeah,
even if arranged marriage, even if you have any other, if you're not getting girl from the pickup, if you are doing arranged marriage, if you're doing getting the girl from shadi.com, like on any marriage or matrimonial website, pickup game, love marriage or something, so stage, everyone will become in the stage two. So there is like no one who is able to, nobody's teaching the red pill part, how to keep the girl, how to have that fucking dominance to keep the girl in control. Oh, girl is the girl are the devis in our culture. We have to keep them, we have to bow to their feet, and treat them like a goddess, and they are all get you know banged from
divorced
behind.
and
Yeah,
everything.
and then like doing like this
And
self
and
delusion
then
things.
what do these guys end up doing? They go to prostitutes, they subscribe to OnlyFans.
Or
The
self
most
deletion.
important decision a man will ever make is who he spends the rest of his life with. And that could be 40 years, 50 years if you get married kind of like in your 30s, maybe, that you're gonna spend with a life partner. And that's such a huge fucking decision, but people are happy to, spend it on cigarettes, gambling, and they don't think about ever learning about stage 1 of game, stage 2 of game, or any of this stuff. They just do what society says blindly. And then what do they end up with? They end up divorced. They end up, like you're saying, paying alimony. You pay the price after because you didn't prepare for a goddamn thing to start with.
basically
In
looking
India,
Goddamn
at all
nobody's
the
American.
challenging
rich
the
people, right?
society. in India, nobody's challenging the society that like what they are like, like there's so much wrong things in going, the law system, everything. Nobody's challenging, nobody's talking about it. They are just like, okay, whatever is going there. I don't know why the people are so afraid actually. Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
how
a
it is right now.
I'll give a super quick
about the
example.
opposite.
So yesterday I ended up in the National Stadium of Peru just by accident. I was passing by and I asked the guy there, like, is this event happening or whatever? And he invited me in. Turns out he is a coach, an Olympic table tennis coach. And I have never been coached table tennis. I'm okay at it, kind of better than others, normal people who have never played it professionally. But then as soon as this Olympic coach tried coaching me, literally less than 24 hours ago, this happened spontaneously. I was on the street and suddenly I find myself being coached by the Olympic coach for Peru's table tennis team. He teaches me one technique and then suddenly I stop missing like all the shots that I kept missing. So I was already pretty good, but this coach pointed out one little change, and suddenly I I always hit the table instead of aiming too far or some shit like that, like I sometimes do. So one little change, and that's just like some sport stuff. I think about sport coaching, like what do I need a sport coach for? But one little tiny technical change, how I move the racket, the table tennis racket, and that changes a huge amount. So, and guys are afraid of getting coaching for the biggest part of their life. It's a crazy thing. But I'll lead this into a question because I got a question related on this, so there's going to be crossover anyway. Let's see here. What's your advice for Indian guys who are potentially facing an arranged marriage?
Yeah, yeah, you guys first, like, what they want to have to say.
So one has to understand what family he comes from. So I was with a student and I said, like, bro, do you have anxiety or do you have some issues? He said, if my father will come to know that I'm doing this, he might do the suicide because he has a lot of societal shame. So when it comes to marriage, when it comes to all those things, you can't be too blunt because the family is very diversified in India. Can't say what culture. One of my student who was doing so good in game, but his father expired and there's an entire thing on mother and then he went to arranged marriage. So I would say that you have to understand your family, your dynamics. You have to understand your situation, but at least you have a strong boundary and have your principles in life. What are you willing to settle for? And of course, sometimes you have to go against your family because it's your life and you have to make that decision. Because see, if my family is like, they will show me this girl, that girl, that girl, that girl. And I do understand that because my father was 21, my mother was 17, and they got married. So only the male encounter my mother had was my father, and my father had was my mother. But when it comes to my generation, generally the girls have boyfriend and dating starts from the age of 14 in India. So they are still living in that age. You have to speak from their point of view, but keep your foundation very strong. And if you want to really give the example from their references, not from your references. Otherwise you will backfire them, especially in terms of arranged marriage. Convincing your parents not to get the arranged marriage, that will be my advice.
Yeah, I mean, I will say like I have a my personal example from arranged marriage. I can explain. It's a like funny story. So I was in India, and we are talking about 2001, 2002 around. So I had like the my goal was set that I have to go to Europe. You know what's the reason? So my father, I was like young and finished my diploma, and then they said like the what we say proposal were coming from the girl side. It's an old story now, I can say, so why not? So and then he was showing and I said like, no, I don't want this girl, she's ugly, this. So I was just saying every girl no, showing the photo. So one time he tricked me that let's see the girl, but we will not say yes. We will go to the girl place, we will see the girl, and then but we will not say yes. And then I said, okay, but I said, I will not say yes. Promise? My father said yes. So we went to their place it was in Delhi. So, and then the girl came. I was like, loser at that time, not able to speak. So I said, oh, what you do? So she said, I'm doing BA. I said, okay. So, and then what happened? Then I said, okay, we will not say yes now. So my father said, we will say yes, and what we say, pakka. You know the word pakka? Shadi pakki karni hai. In Hindi, we use the word, I don't know, like yeah, confirmation. We will do the confirmation. And I said, like, no, we are not doing the confirmation. So literally, me and my father had a fight in the girl's apartment with the sandals and all, like, bam, bam. And Sarah, if I get married, I am done to Europe. I am done with my dreams. So I just took my bike. I came with my bike. I took my bike. I run away from there. I just fucking run away. It's like a movie story. So it's literally happened. So I ran away because I said, like, if I say yes, then I'm done. So that was the good decision. I will say that was a good decision. Right now, get back to this topic, arranged marriage. The arranged marriage is very dangerous right now. It is very, very dangerous in Indian environment. Why? Because the girls are not having these traditional values. You are not knowing what you are getting completely. If you are doing love marriage, you meet the girl, then at least you know her behavior, so there are some chances for survival. But an arranged marriage, it's just like a box. You don't know what is inside. And in many cases, the girls are so much, like, there are so many red flags they have. You do the arranged marriage because it is Indian tradition, and the guy is not knowing how to lead the relation. He just studied, make money. Only that's the only skills what he knows. Wrong girl came, and then it is fucked. One of my friend, he is died now. He did the arranged marriage actually. I can say his name, Vikas. So from Delhi, and so like few years younger than me, but now he's died. So the same thing, arranged marriage he did. No, first he was fall in love with one girl, and the mother said, no, 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 we will not marriage. They are from the same caste or something. Oh, the girl is like she is a nurse in hospital. That's a low value job. We will not marriage with her. So it was lot of drama, but then his mother didn't let him marry this love marriage, with this lover. So now they did from the internet arranged marriage. The girl came for 3-4 years, everything was fine. After that, she creates so much problem. At the same thing, he put this fake dowry case. At the time of COVID time, he did the fake dowry case, and then non-bailable this warrant came. They went to the jail. The father died with the stress, cardiac arrest. I think, yeah, something like that. Not cardiac arrest, but with stress. I don't know what was the reason. The 2020, the father died, and 2022, my friend, with this so much stress, cardiac arrest, he also died. So I have seen this thing in front of me. I have seen literally, like, this guy was like, like he literally died with the girl, like, created so much problem. And then they had son. The girl, this girl didn't let that the son to burn his funeral of his father. She just take all the money, everything, take the son, and all the money. She the after this life insurance, the husband died, she got everything, living his life, she is now living her life, man. So this is what's going on. So arranged marriage is like like a minefield right now in India.
My friend, so when I first moved to London, I was living with a guy who was also my landlord. He was an Indian guy, and he was in his late 40s, maybe. And he was in an arranged marriage, but he was going through a divorce, and the divorce took, I don't know how many fucking years, but I did meet the woman one time, And when she came in the house, I could just sense that she was just surrounded with a ball of negative energy. I'm not one of those woo-woo, you know, hipster guys, but I could just sense like there's something negative about her, and I'm not usually good at that. And so it's the first time where I ever had a sense like that, and I could see him. And normally, because he's a comedian, he's normally very bubbly, very friendly, super open, friendly, and everything like that. And I could just see like how he would react to her, and he's just like crawling back into his shell. It was just so heartbreaking to see, even though he was in his late 40s and you know, older than me by a significant length. But it was just the craziest thing because she wanted to, of course, take half the money. So she was kind of trying to force him to sell the house. And I was living in the house. So it affected me. I'm like, damn, I love this house. God damn it, don't sell it. But I moved to Peru after that anyway. But before that happened. But yeah, I got to see it through my friend, through my landlord and friend, same person. And yeah, he was in an arranged marriage, and that's like the only arranged marriage I have ever seen. And obviously that didn't work. So that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'd like to piggyback kind of off what Ice White said about, I mean, here's the reality, right? Marriage is the biggest decision you're ever going to make in your entire life, right? Literally, guys destroy themselves physically, mentally, if they didn't vet well, end up with some girl that's not right for them. It really is the biggest decision, you're gonna make for your life, financially even. So what I tell most brown guys is, that same aspect, right? It's your life. You're in control. If you have to stand out, stand up for yourself, stand up to your parents if they're forcing you, right? Because yeah, it is your life. You only get one. You got to do what's best for you. And if that means, them cutting you off for a couple years, then so be it, right? You only get one life. I would rather personally, go through all this, casually date, meet women, hook up with chicks, go on all these dates, play the field if it meant eventually finding the right person, going through all that process, vetting, as opposed to, parents setting me up with some girl that zero sexual chemistry, zero compatibility, zero common interests, zero relatability. So, yeah, no, marriage is the biggest decision a man can make in his life. And, why get the arranged marriage? There's so many coaches out there that could help you improve your life, right? Find the right girl, help you find the right girl. So to most guys, I say, don't do it for all those reasons. And if you have to, stay in the game, go on, be a playboy for years and years, date all these women just so you can find the right girl, right? If it means holding off on it a little longer, then it's worth it, in my opinion, to not do, the arranged marriage and take the casual route, date until you find that girl that matches exactly what you're looking for. Because marriage, again, I say it all the time, it is the biggest decision you'll make in your life. So be careful.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
basically, I will add to that. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, for the guys who are looking to do arranged marriage, they need to learn the game, because without that, what I've seen, because I've been coming off from one, actually I even never knew about, like, what is game and things like that, right? So what happened was, like, after I got out of my divorce, and I was just like, I had this, like, constant patterns that were emerging since all my relationships and everything. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why these patterns are consistent across, like, whenever I'm choosing a partner, right? So I started just Googling stuff, and slowly and steadily, as I was Googling things, I got into Jungian psychology. I started off with basic psychology, and then, like, one thing led to another, Jungian psychology. And then all of a sudden, I came across the very famous book, Neil Strauss, The Game. And that is how I got introduced into the game. I was not actually looking for it, and accidentally I stumbled upon that. And then eventually, I started looking at, who are the mentors in India, right? And this is where, a lot of guys do not know the value of having a mentor, be it fitness, be it any kind of skills that you need to develop. You can develop if you have that kind of hunger. You can develop the skill sets, any kind of skill sets. But then even in fitness right now, I was out with my wing, and we were discussing the same thing, even in fitness you need so much of psychological uh, uh, like you know so much psychological strength, right? To even stick consistently to diet, stick consistently to fitness, right? So game is 100 times tougher than that. There are so many things psychologically that you have to develop. I would say, it is more difficult. Game is a more difficult skill set than learning the discipline and consistency when it comes to trading in forex markets. So that way, after learning, after being in so many years into the into game, right? Uh, After that, I have seen that, guys who do not are ignorant and oblivious to game, to the very core fundamentals of the game psychology, seduction psychology, right? uh, they are prone to, without this they are getting, if they are going for the arranged marriage, they are getting into the uncharted unknown territory, and they do not have any kind of knowing the fact that the laws and so many things are against them, the odds are against them, stacked against them, one after another, right? So without this, if they are getting into that, it's a death sentence, because they never know, what is going to what is coming to for them. So yeah, my advice would be, I hope, the awareness is the awareness regarding when it comes to game, the awareness is picking up the momentum. It is going slow and steady, but yeah, hopefully, in next 5 years, I hope more guys are becoming aware. I had this one incident where I was talking to a client, was supposed to be a client, but then yeah, he just wasted one of my 1 hour. So I prepared a presentation where I showed, what dangers are out there if you do not know the art of seduction game. And even after knowing all those things, he was he just compared everything with, I'm charging too much. And I was like, it is not about the charge, and I'm not giving you one size fits all advices. These are the things when I'm dealing with my client, I have to, it's more of you become a therapist to your clients. Every client is different, every client's psychological profiling is different, and based on that you have to tailor the requirement to them. But yeah, a lot of guys are still ignorant, still oblivious to the fact that without this they are bound to get into too many troubles than they would get into, very less troubles if they knew the skill set, and they have some kind of, I'm not saying become master in this, but at least become decent enough to look out for the red flags and all these things, right? So yeah, that is my advice to a lot of guys.
I have seen there are two comments I want to address right now because it is very important. Indian PE is saying he just a minute. He said that I would like to continue, but politics got brought in unprovoked. This is what he's saying, Indian PE. So when we start this stream, I said that I want to go beyond. I want to we have to find a right mindset for Indians, and politics is also related to dating, your social status, how your social status play in the society, and that has politics is also related with that. What I want for Indians, what my main goal, what I really want, I really want something for Indian race, that why how we can make us in such a way that when a
Make India
Australian
great
going
again.
no, just a minute. When a Australian goes to USA, a Britisher going to USA, a French going to USA, how they are treated, how we make our mindset that when an Indian is going to USA, the same way he is treated, so that our game is also like a simple game. We just go and talk to girl like these Australian guys or French guys or these guys, just having conversation and get the girl. That's why I want to hit on the Indian mindset, so that we come out of that kind of this all the time, this looking for validation, for acceptance, instead of we thinking in such a way, I am like you, please accept me. We say respect me because I don't need to be like you. That was the reason I bring that political thing, and that was the reason I bring this Vivek Ramaswamy video. Try to understand, because this is this subservient nature of these Indians that is creating the problem in their dating life, their social status. And listen, like how the like you have the American history, but how the black people came out of it. These are the second, like if we say after white, they are getting the all boxes, the second race. They face lot of atrocities in the past, but they come out of it, and we in the Indians are still like suffering, because we have this kind of colonial mindset that we have to get out of it. That's why if the Indian PE has problem, we should do a debate and talk about it, instead of like, oh, I am going I'm it is unprovoked politics. Because these things are related, correlated. The other guy is saying, oh, Deepak is having victim mindset. Listen, I don't have for my looks, don't even having beard, I get the best girls even at that time with 46, without any social media, without any social clout, just with pure skills, pure verbal skills. I can get the girl, and I can get my client get laid. So I have lived my life. What kind of victim mindset? I am trying my best to find a solution for Indian people, for Indian race, and they think that I'm victim mindset. I am telling the truth. If we are not focusing on the problem we Indians are facing, then we will never able to find the solution. This is not about victim mindset. It's trying to first we're trying to first figure out what is the problem we are Indian community is facing. Then we're able to have the right solution, and from there we can move things forward.
Yeah,
See,
all right.
I
I gotta read out a
think
super chat here. Hang on. Actually, okay, go ahead.
just
What were you
I
gonna
agree
say?
with Deepak what he said. Na, in US now, it's like people will pay a lot to Grand Garden, Tony Robbins, and it's very accepted. But in India, if you see, like, so for example, I gave my business coach certain amount of money, and everyone was like, "Are you mad or what? Why did you pay him so much?" I was like, because he knows business. I'm new in this game of business, this teaching and coaching and marketing. As like I have to understand that perspective, and and everyone was like, so Indians have that thing. You have to first accept like why the people are getting ahead and why Indians are lacking, because the what's the downside? No, we don't accept. We bring something like victim mindset. I totally agree with Deepak. It's not about the victim mindset. If you are lacking in something, you have to definitely take a stand. And India, when it comes to dating, when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to woman, and when it comes to understanding the dynamics of man and woman, I personally think it's far behind. Of course, I'm not saying that Indians are less. They are. But especially when it comes to dating, I think they haven't started yet. Rohit, you would like to add
Yeah, that's
anything?
exactly like what you're saying. Like that's why, like I want to like make people understand that uh, like the majority of the like what happened. You have to understand, like the Indian, we our education system is so bad. They copied from the colonial Britishers. We are taught that our culture is bad, our identity is bad. We are living in a shame. I was ashamed to speak in Hindi language. So this is how we grown up. now, like some of the immigrants who migrated in 60s, 70s, and 80s, they have this kind of this colonial mindset. They came and they grown up their kid also in that environment. So that's why the West-born Indians, the Indian origin, like the West-born, they want to disassociate from the Indian identity. But you have to understand, the Indian part will never go away from you. It will always, Vivek Ramaswamy, no matter how white he became, he will always have an Indian part. The like all these guys who are trying to dissociate from this. Oh, like I have the guys. Oh, where are you from? No, I am from Ireland, man. No, but dude, you're darker than me. Where you're? No, man, I am from Ireland. I am from Ireland. They are ashamed to even say that from which part of India they are. And his name was definitely Ashish. No, I'm Ashley. He was Ashish. I'm Ashley. I am Ashley from Ireland. So this is what's going on, like uh, like even like people say, like, civic sense of Indian people. The problem is that the problem here is that it is not, but it is not about the like all the problem we are facing in India. I was in Philippines. They're like fucking dirt. Even in Africa, you can find like civics and lot of problem going on. Even in Philippines, all the like garbage and all. But why the Indian are like criticized? Because we Indian do not. We think that we are tutty. We are shit. We think, and that's why we in the lot of Indian came. Yo. This Westerner is saying correct. We are having problem. Yeah, we are not having civic sense. So this is like we have this kind of this guilt. We have this guilt that we are inferior. So if somebody is saying from outside that we are inferior, we accept it, and that's the problem. And then we
Oh, hang
Indians
on. I
try
just
to look
realized
for the
something.
Western, we try to look for the Western approval. Oh, please accept me. We are like you. We are like you. And this way you will never get respected. I can get
Hmm.
girls without all this BS. And how I learned out from it,
Maybe
I learned from it from Arab guys, not
I
from
got a train of
my.
thought here. Follow me.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a correlation here. So here in Peru, it's there are lots of Peruvians and really good Peruvians, like super professional. They move to the USA, they move to Spain or wherever. And it happens in India too. A lot of Indians go on to move to the USA, Canada, and so on. That from the top level, from education and qualifications and whatever. What I'm seeing here is like you're referring to a bunch of things and where I'm coming from is we should separate the person from like where the opportunity is. So here in Peru, at least, I'm seeing people want to leave Peru, go to the USA, not because they themselves are inferior, but because the USA is
economic,
superior in their minds economically.
economically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I just want for those watching just to separate in your heads, just like I just did a few minutes ago, between yourself. There's yourself, and then there's economics. If you want to move to another place for economics, that's okay. But never think that you yourself are inferior. Another little minor
exactly,
point here
exactly.
is I had conversations with plenty of Peruvians who, moved to Chicago or whatever, and they criticize Peruvian society, how traffic is, how the government is, just the general population mindset. I see things like that too. So do not ever undervalue yourself. You can separate yourself from you could be, I don't represent every white person just because I'm white. I represent me. There's only one me. There may be a billion white people or whatever, but there's only one me. So if you separate yourself from, rather than saying, I'm Indian, I'm Irish, whatever, I am whatever your name is, and there's only one of you. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you're right. Like, and the problem with the Indians is that like of course there are like exceptions there, but the problem is that when they're out, they say, okay, we are completely disassociated from the India, and we don't really have nothing to do with that. And lot of immigrants who 70s, 80s, 90s, the kids grown up, they are in that environment. They don't want to associate like from India at all. And but the Indian people have to understand one thing is that Indian part is not going to go away from you no matter what happens. So you have to, like, I am more radical in this thing. I want to, I never want to criticize any Indian for any civic sense. I don't want to do it because I have to be loyal to my race. So, like, why should I criticize? Why should I like talk? We can talk in a different way. Like all the Indians, why they are like, because the lot of other races do, Indians, they're like so much like negative videos are coming about the civic sense, and then Indians are writing. Sometimes I think like Indians are having this humiliation kink. So when they get humiliated, they get this kink that that he's doing right, he's saying right. We are, yeah, we are like this tutty, we are like bad, we are this, we have to do this thing. Oh, what is going on? And like sometimes I also see like some Indian people are doing some Indian traditional dance in outside India. So we are so much self-hating. Oh, why he's doing outside India? Let them do. If he's spreading the Indian culture, let him do. What is the problem? We are grown up in so much self-hating that some Indian guys, some Indian people are doing something, Indian traditional thing outside India. Then they start to, oh, they are doing, deport them, oh, deport them, deport them. All the Indian comment are going on, deport them. So we have to get out of this self-hating mindset, and this is the problem. We have to honestly discuss about it. I like this, that we have this kind of panel. But if somebody is saying, like Indian PE is saying, oh, this is political issues, we should not talk about it, I am going out. That's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we, if we
I'm
we are not
not.
discussing it, these things, then who will
You
discuss?
know, I swear,
I.
the
Huh?
greatest contribution of sex is from Vatsayan, and he's written that Kama Sutra. So it's a
Oh,
Indian
right, yeah.
spiritual Kama Sutra. Have you heard the name Kama Sutra? So
Oh,
it
of
has
course.
various different
There are
positions.
two. There's Kama Sutra and there's another one where what's the name? Like
Vatsayan,
Tantra.
Tantra.
Or is it
So
the same thing? I don't know.
no. So the Tantra is a basic form of spiritual practice, and Kama Sutra was written by one of the sages, uh, Vatsayan. So in that book, there are different sexual positions. As initially the Deepak said that we have forgotten our roots, where we came, and we try to adopt those hamster, Pornhub, and like we have forgot. We have literally the temples where there are different sexual positions explaining that what is the importance of sex.
Hmm. Bring back the old India. Anyway, I gotta read out the super chat right here. It's been a while since it popped up. My apologies. We got some long clips here. Top date ideas and top tactics to pull after, assuming you can't pull back to your own place.
Are they talking about a first date or just in general?
In general.
In
Oh,
general.
yeah, it says top first date ideas, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
top first date ideas and top tactics to pull after, assuming you can't go back to your place.
Yeah, so it all comes down to logistics, right? Like, where is she located? Like, city-wise, where are you located? And, if you don't have access to a place like your place, right? It's either couple options, right? You could go to her place. I've done that before when I was younger and didn't have my own place. You could do, the car route, right? Which I don't condone or tell people to do. Or, if it's an evening date, there's always getting in a hotel, right? But when it comes to actual, first date ideas, you also have to think, women are emotional, right? They think with their emotions, they're not logical. So, you know, don't do these boring first dates where there's like zero emotion, right? You know, the typical dinner dates or drinks where you guys are just chatting back and forth, you know, asking the same boring old questions that any other basic dude asks her, right? Oh, what do you do for work? What's your favorite color? What do you think of the food here, right? So I always tell guys, it's much better to do an activity-based date, something that's fun, can provoke positive emotion, date ideas that literally, you know, cause laughter, fun for her, fun for you, showcase to her that, hey, you know, I'm a fun, awesome dude. I have a life outside of work, okay? I don't just sit there doing my boring tech Indian job all day, right? So if you can provoke that emotion and have her frame of mind be like, whoa, this guy's fun. He's causing me to have fun. I like being around with him. She's going to go back, even if you don't pull on that date for whatever reason, even if logistically it's not possible, you know, she's going to go back and you're going to stand out like, dang, this guy, you know, he's really fun. This idea, the next time I think of golf, I'm going to think of this time that I went on this date with this dude. He was really fun. So it's all about provoking that positive emotion and doing a fun date. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent, but you want to, first of all, no, none of this dinner date BS. I always tell guys, no dinner first dates. You want fun dates, provoke the emotion, positive reaction, number one, right? So mini golf, bowling, arcade date, right? If you're gonna do, you know, a daytime based, maybe daytime based date, right? Say logistically, whatever, she's not available in the evening. You have to do a daytime based date, right? What I like to do is, yeah, you know, okay, if you want to get coffee, don't just sit in the stupid coffee shop and interview each other. Grab the coffee, go for a walk in like a very romantic type, you know, setting during the day. So there's like a really cool city center in my city, right? There's like a little bridge, river, super romantic. There's a lot of parks in my city. It's fall right now. It's very colorful. It's pretty. It's gorgeous outside. So when me and the girl grab like a coffee or a smoothie, we'll usually go on like a nice walk, right? And then when it comes to escalation, you know, what I like to do is I tell guys, and even myself, I'm like, is there like a park bench somewhere where we can sit after walking for like 10, 15 minutes? When we're sitting on the park bench, you know, we're talking, I'm flirting with her. I'm paying attention to like her emotional cues, her body language. Is she receptive? Is she making good eye contact or is she distracted looking around, right? If it's good eye contact, you know, she's talking a lot more even than compared to what I'm doing. I'm talking, she's being receptive. She's laughing at my jokes, right? Little things like that. You know, good body language, good receptivity. After 10 minutes or so of talking, you know, I'll scoot a little closer. I'll slowly put my arm around her. You don't want to rush things. You got to be very cognizant and aware of her body language, her receptivity, right? So even in the day, you know, doing little moves like that, right? The coffee date, walking around, not just staying stationary, walking around, then sitting on the bench, then slowly, you know, putting your arm around her, right? Not jumping into it if she's giving good eye contact, being receptive. And then what I like to do, you know, 15, 20 minutes of us talking, you know, I'll go in for the kiss. And I'm not going to force anything, but if she pulls back, then okay, it's fair enough. It's not the end of the world, right? If I don't pull, you know, some girls, they're more receptive to it on maybe a first date. Other girls, they take a little bit longer to open up, maybe date number three, date number four. But when it comes to, you know, pulling, right? It's all about provoking the emotion, making sure she's having a good time, causing her to laugh. Because again, it's all about remembering that women are emotional creatures. They want to feel it. They want to feel like, damn, this is a dope ass dude that I'm hanging out with. I could see a future with that dude. And if you can really just do that, get that trigger and really activate that emotion through like a fun date, I guarantee you, even if, you know, at the end of the date, right, you ask her back to your place for whatever reason, right, she's not down. Even if you don't even escalate on that date, right, for whatever reason, right, you're going for the kiss, she pulls back a little bit. As long as she had a good time, remembers that like trigger, that emotional trigger, you're pretty set, right? So, not to get too off topic, but first date ideas, activity ideas, things that can provoke the positive emotion, things that will make her have fun or fun for you, right? Showcase that fun side of you. And for pulling back to your place, you know, logistics, right? Going to be a little easier in the evening, right? If it's like, you know, evening as opposed to a daytime based date, because, you know, we have shit to do like during the day. But logistically, you know, choose a location that's, you know, close to her. right? Especially if you don't have like your own place. And if it's, you have your own place, then choose a location maybe closer to you, right? A little bit closer to you, kind of middle ground. So I know I went on said a lot there, but that's kind of my first
No,
date
that
feel.
that is perfect. I say pretty much exactly the same thing. You said some keywords there, like stationary. And fun, such a key word there. So
Exactly,
I want to
yeah.
highlight this to everyone because I'm glad you mentioned that because I've never heard anyone else until now say it like that apart from me. So my version of this, I actually call that the static date versus the fluid date. So there's the emphasis on fun. I'll give you an example. You already mentioned an example about, the
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah,
That's a static date. You gotta
exactly.
wait for the waitress. You can't just get up and leave. You gotta pay the
Right.
bill and all that stuff. And a lot of people go into interview mode, just like you mentioned. Whereas if you do ice skating, that's a go-to example I use
It's a
to
really good one
emphasize this
too.
idea.
That's a really,
Yeah,
really good one.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was actually afraid of doing that because I had a freak accident when I was younger, but
And you have
almost
an excuse to
eight
hold her
years ago,
hand. That's a really good one to just
that's
hold her
what
hand.
I was about to say.
Exactly,
What
bro.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
a really good
This,
one.
I say
Yeah.
that every fucking time. Ice skating, it's perfect because you can hold her fucking hand. It's the most
Exactly. And that's
innocent fucking
instigates it.
thing.
Yep. Yeah.
And she could fall on her ass and you could laugh at her and it will be okay. And the,
Exactly.
the whole point of something like this, any kind of fluid date, especially a big theme with all of these is they tend to have movement. That's why I call it fluid date. And
Exactly.
because there's any kind of movement, even, just move her around somewhere or bowling, it doesn't take much movement, but it becomes easier to then take her somewhere else or just go somewhere after that activity. And the other part about it is the emphasis on the fun because it's fun, it's genuine fun. The pressure is off of the conversation. So then the conversation becomes secondary for the new guys. They don't have to worry about the conversation because the fun will do a lot of the work for them. I'm mind blown that you have said like exactly the same shit
No, I say
that
this
I
shit
would
all the
say.
time, like to people, man. So it's like kind of ingrained in my head. And when I was older, I learned this too. I was like, okay, like it's common sense, but a lot of people don't think these things through, It's wild.
They go on like coffee dates and I don't even like coffee. So for me, I just naturally had to go for like the more fun things. Like it's not to say I
Exactly.
would never
Yeah.
go to a restaurant or stuff like that. But if there's like a crazy milkshake place, a pink themed whatever, then that's some exciting thing for her. She could take photos there. I could take photos of her, with her, or whatever. There's so much more to it. And it's not it's just so much easier to do game when the fun does a lot of the work for you. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, the
I can add
emotions
up.
help you escalate, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can add up. Add some things like what you're saying. Nayyar is saying is correct. And normally, what I do is like I'm a slightly lazy guy, so I more rely on my verbals. So what I will suggest the guys is like if they are going for the they can follow what you are saying. What other people can do, what other things what can be done is like building a strong. If you are not able to pull the girl, then building a strong romantic connection with the girl will help you to see the girl again. And when the girls like you, then it will be easier for you for you to take the girl home if the logistics are like we are like like some people are watching in India, some people are watching in the West. It's valid for both thing. India is slightly conservative, so definitely it can happen that pull will not happen immediately. Maybe after 2, 3, 4 dates, pull will happen if it is something in India. So according to that environment, so if the girl is romantically involved in you, then it will be easier for the girl to see you because she likes you, and then sex will be a very simple thing. When the girls like you, then sex happen really quick. How to do it? Yeah, that's like a long like technical thing. I think it will be in this stream. We cannot discuss every part like in this stream, but it is like having a good engaging conversation. The fun part, what you're saying, it is correct. You have to build the fun part. You have to opportunistically flirt with the girl according to the situation. You flirt with the girl, and then you slowly show the intent also. Maybe you have already shown the intent, then you amplify the intent, you amplify the attraction, and you build that kind of for example, the good example what you said, like in the ice skating, you have the ability to, you have the chance to hold the girl hand. So in my style, I just say to, like, for my style, how I do with the girl is very different. But for the students, I have developed a different style, again according to the student. So what I said, like, wait a minute, show me your finger. What the fuck, you played piano in the past, you have a piano finger. So this is a really good way in the date to get physical with the girl, and this works all the time. Like, what is this rings? What are these rings? You played piano in the past. So something like this, you can build that this kind of like physical escalation, and
Yeah, jewelry
definitely
is really easy. Jewelry when she's wearing like
exactly
rings or like you
exactly
could like literally lightly touch it and then that's like starts it a little bit of
yeah.
escalation.
And you have to
Comment on her
understand, like,
rings and stuff.
and there are some guys who said that you should not physically touch the girl. It kills the sexual tension. I have explained in my channel, like, this is wrong. Actually, you have to see, like, a girl get emotionally stimulated first of all, like, with verbals, but sex is a physical touch. So and sex, with sex they get most emotion stimulated. So any kind of touch will make them more emotionally stimulated, and more emotional stimulation also build more attraction, and it is all about building attraction. So of course, if you like, if you're touching in a right way at the right time, it is slightly romantical touch, like hand holding or something like that. Like, listen, like, I have break the stereotype, like, if you able to do the romantic touch kind of thing, you learn how to do it, you will definitely get with your looks, without any social media, without any, like, basic level of looks. With the game, you can get way higher level of girls. Even white western girls you can get. So definitely, because that romance is something the girls are not getting from any other guy. If you build that kind of feeling in the date, the girl is yours.
I
Now
Yeah,
agree.
you have to
It's
do
all
the
about
basically,
building
mechanisms.
the
basically playing
attraction.
on the
Like you said,
fantasy.
building the attraction is huge. The light touches is what slowly how you escalate.
Mhm.
If she's on the date with you already, you could also argue, okay, she likes you a little bit. Now, how do you capitalize it? It's through flirting, through escalating,
so
light
so
touches to build the attraction, and that's how you
so
do it.
so in the date, for example, I asked this question to the girl, for example. So this is a technical thing, you people can try it. So if you have to do it in right way, let's say her name is Tanya. So Tanya, so what makes you decide to come to meet me for this date? So now you see that I'm qualifying the girl logically, I'm qualifying the girl in a way that she likes me. We emotionally, she came to me, subconscious level she came to date, on subconscious level she finding it. Now I'm logically imprinting in her mind that she likes me. So what makes you decide to come with me? Now she will say, oh, this I was free, oh, this, or you were charming, or say, or maybe she, whatever she say. Now there you can say, for example, I can also see in your eyes that you find me attractive, whatever the situation is, and then you change the topic. So not, now what we are doing, we are building. Now I'm slightly technically explaining how we can do these things in the date, that she start to like us more and more and more, and then you, like, the hand holding and all thing is like, there are like 10,000 ways to do it. I teach my students all the time, and I have the proof of, like, what I do in my infield product also, as well as in my student documentaries. My team is working. We are releasing soon 100 videos of documentaries. I'm working on it. It's just taking the whole year to edit. But like, I have, there was a one comment. One guy is saying my recept. I am the only guy who showed few years ago 200 girls in his bedroom. Literally, now I cannot show it in YouTube. I was the only guy in this dating community who dared to show the girls in the bedroom, 200 girls. So somebody is like saying, "Oh, Deepak, do you have recept?" So I have gone past the recept. I am showing my student proof on my channel. So yeah.
One thing I will add, I was in the boot camp in Bangalore, and there's a very good looking guy, and he said that he have 54 plus pulls. And I said, then why didn't you close them? Sometimes people make a silly mistake. And he said, and just while talking, I asked, you stay with your friends. So when you pull the girl, where were your friends? He said, in the another room. Bro, that's the problem. No, that's the major problem. Arrange your logistic in a proper way. And if you don't have the logistic, don't take the name Oyo. Oyo, because a lot of time if you say the name Oyo, then it can trigger the LMR ASD of the girl.
Oyo?
Oyo,
So
Oyo.
basically,
There's a
it's
chain of
Indian motel.
restaurants in hotels in India, and
Aha.
it's famous for the couples only. So especially if you're putting the girl from the day game and you don't have a logistic and you are gaming in a different city and you're saying, okay, let's go to Oyo.
Okay.
Automatically her
Yeah,
LMR or
basically, how motels are there in America. So it's something equivalent to that. It's the cheap
Okay.
motel.
So you can say like, let's
Yeah.
go to the place where we can have conversation without distraction. Something like this you can say.
Conversation without
So
distraction. Yeah,
so
Exactly.
yeah. So basically, I'll add to that. How do I do that, right? So if I have a date, like by the weekend, so I identify like what is the date place, where am I going to take her to, and then I like do a soft booking. Soft booking is like just book the motel, or like how Raj said, Oyo, whatever it is, right? And then during soft booking, what happens is like you're not paying the hotel right away. You just pay when you go there, right? So I go to the date, and then I'm like on the date I tell her like I'm just staying nearby. I have my suite, and I'm on a business trip. And something
Mhm.
like that. And then like by the night, I'm like pulling her over. So
So
yeah,
you
logistics is, sorry.
but
Yeah,
business
yeah.
you don't have
is
a
dead
issue. You don't have
ass.
issue that somebody says like, oh, who is this stranger girl? Sometimes hotel staff create problems. No?
Oh
Not at
yeah,
all.
I
I
was
just
about to
have
ask
to.
that because I learned years, I don't know to what extent this is, but is there this thing where you have to show a marriage certificate to stay in a hotel room?
Not all hotel does that.
Hmm.
So basically, what I do, Deepak, right? So
Mhm.
when I go there, right, like it's just like you're dealing with people, right? And then you
Mhm.
can like if everything is right, you can talk to them, and then like you can just do a little bribery or something like that.
Okay.
They will keep quiet and they will let you do your business. So that is one way I do that. And so
Mhm.
that like the ASD, that helps in like you have to figure out everything from the start. The moment I reach the hotel, I start like doing a reconnaissance of the hotel. I start talking to the guests. Like basically you have to do social engineering of the whole
Mm. Makes
parameter.
sense. Yep.
And yeah, so that way, that is something like I figured out to do with a lot of dates where my logistics are not sorted. But yeah, to a lot of viewers here, I would definitely suggest like have your logistics sorted, because like pulling it to a hotel or something, it's unnecessary steps. So you want to like reduce those steps. One of my very good friend, Varun. So he has his like he has the best logistics I've ever seen. So he wouldn't pull anyone to his place, but basically he runs a music studio. And the way he has set it up is like he's like he would tell the girls like just come over to my studio, and like I'll show you around. So that way the ASD is still handled. And
Mhm.
he's like he has pulled so many. He's like my couches, like my walls are like it must have captured so many noises than my music work that I do.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that is one thing. Another thing is like I am more of a more of a dinner kind of guy. I'm a late night guy. So I enjoy good music, good food,
Mhm.
and I have like list of places where whichever city I go, the first thing I do is like scout for very good date places. Uh, and then I set my dates over there. And second of all, I make sure like the distance, like how Todd Valentine says, like the distance shouldn't there shouldn't be too much distance between you, your date, and the date place wherever you are pulling, right? I have to make sure
Mm.
of that also.
Mhm.
And the third thing is like so I'm like Deepak, I'm more of like a verbal guy just like you.
Mhm.
So I go out on the date, and so what happens is in India, you do not get a lot of venues for ice skating. You do not have a lot of venues
Oh,
for bowling. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to now calibrate according to that
Mm.
environment. So some of the fun things that you can do for the first night pull, and I'm very much confident about my first night pulls. Like if I'm going out on 10 dates, I'm very much confident that 7 out of 10 dates I'm able to pull them. So
Mm.
based on those statistics, what I do is like we'll go for the dinner, wine and dine, and I run my verbal game again, like the accessory thing. And I would definitely suggest all the viewers, like get yourself enrolled into some fun activity like learning salsa, learning bachata. These things like naturally let you get into like escalate into the kino escalation. That is the easiest way to do that. And like I tell them like do you know salsa, do you know bachata? And I have like set playlist and everything. And
Mhm.
we do kino escalation over there. I also make sure like if I know like the pull is going to be very difficult, I do not escalate it to make out, because make out is something that can kill the
Exactly. Yes.
attraction.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you are not able to pull that same night,
But
if you are going to
romantic
pull
touch
that same
works.
night, yeah, romantic touch, everything is fine. But do not make out if you do not know, or if you are not sure you are going to pull her the same
Right.
night.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is one thing. And after that, like whenever I'm leaving for the date, I set my home like there are like every place I go to, every home I have, I set it up in such a way that like the lightings are there. The moment I leave, when I enter the home, there is like very soothing light. The aesthetics are right. There is like bookshelves lined up. So whenever she enters the home after the date, she has a very different like fantasy like experience. Like it is something right out of the fantasy novel. If
she
like
sees the
I
Kama Sutra book on your shelf and you put it the first one there. Oh, you're into that.
no,
Okay.
I have like how to read body language like an FBI, female body inspector.
Okay, okay, I will add one. You can have for the kino, if you are a very lazy person, you can have a palm reading. Basic
Oh
one or
yeah,
two videos, heart line,
old
lifeline,
school.
and love line. Then take the hand. And just a little bit of something. This is one thing I learned from my student. He was a very good astrologer or something. So he said, suppose my date of birth is 24 April. So it's 2-4. So it comes with a Venus. So it's 2 plus 4, it's 6. So he says, you have a Venus. So you are a very person, this personality. And just have a little bit of research. It builds more good amount of rapport. Then there's something called 7 chakras, like this. And he was very good in doing that. So you literally used to touch your heart chakra is blocked, and that was a very good thing. Apart from that, keep in logistics. I feel oil lamp. Oil lamp works wonderful. It smells beautiful. If you can keep pets, it's amazing. Pets has helped me a lot, especially the dogs, the cats, fish, and various other things that you can. The list is very long, but you can just decorate with certain things if you have the logistics.
There is one
Uh,
more thing like ice. That is something I've like really tried and really enjoyed that. In one of my date, uh, what Ross Jeffries had said in one of his video, that like how to verbally entice like the uh, uh, how to verbally
Moistness.
escalate into the sexual frame, right? Like, you ask her, like, do you eat chocolates, and how you unwrap the chocolate.
Oh
That was the most
Godiva.
fun thing.
Godiva was the brand you mentioned.
Yeah, that was the most fun thing.
Um, there's a one comment is there. I want to give answer. There is a one guy saying that I am wrong, that we should call out our race if they are doing wrong. That is something very interesting. This guy is saying the problem is that like for example, this is something I learned from the Muslim community. A lot of things going on in their community, but they not call out. They keep quiet. They do not call out it. Maybe if something happened, they can talk about that person in a closed room, but not openly criticizing like a hardcore what Indian do. So there is a concept of morality and loyalty. So in our religion, in our Indian system, it is too much we are focused on morality, and we should fuck the morality. We should be loyal to our tribe, loyal to our race. And something I am always thinking, like, how we can unite ourselves. So with religion, it is very hard to unite because everybody's follow. We are polytheistic religion. Everybody have this thing. So we have to maybe unite with the brown color, like the blacks are united with this like black, black color, like all African black, they are united with that kind of identity. So we Indians have to think about it, that we have to unite in such a way that what is common with the brown color, and we have to be loyal. I know that there are like some things going wrong even our community, but if we are criticizing so much, then outsider will take, oh, look at these people, they are criticizing themselves. So it is very important to be loyal to your tribe rather than trying to be morally correct. So because
Speaking of
moral,
loyalty, I got to cut to the next question.
Mhm.
What's the best city in India for dating?
If your finances are up to point, Mumbai, I would rate number one. Second number, Bangalore. Of course, Delhi is better than Bangalore, but nowadays Delhi is filled with a lot of pickup artists. So one girl is like, in certain places, if the girl is passing by, she's literally approached by like 8 to 10 pickup artists. And so I think Delhi, I will rate number three. Number fourth, Pune. It's better than Hyderabad. Then fifth, Kolkata. Kolkata competition is very less. And Hyderabad, I will say last. Of course, these are only the major cities. And of course, at the time of December, January, Goa is good, but nowadays the Goa is declining. So it's better
why?
you find.
Why it is
Uh,
declining? Why it is declining?
the reason is like there have been like too much rush, too much guys. The number
Uh-huh.
of foreigners have also been declining nowadays.
Okay, okay.
How about Vasco da Gama? I heard people talk about that
Yeah, it's in
nicely.
Goa.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
I think Mumbai is the number one. Yes, Mumbai is like that. The girls you can get laid much easier in Mumbai. My one of my student who is like killing it in Mumbai, he's in Mumbai. So that is definitely
See,
like
Mumbai has 2 CR population and
uh,
like
2 crore.
30 to
So it's like
40
20 million.
uh,
20
and 30
million.
to 40 lakhs people daily in Mumbai keep on moving and coming out of
Uh-huh.
Mumbai.
And it's slightly more liberal, I guess. Like Mumbai is like more liberal compared to Delhi. Delhi is slightly like girls are more on defense mode, definitely in Delhi because of this environment. Also, they're a bit kind of. And in Mumbai, the girls are they can go out in the night. Uh, they are like safe. In Delhi, it's a bit different. So definitely, Mumbai is, yeah, like if you want to get laid, there are more chances. But
Basically,
definitely, yeah.
yeah, basically, I'll add to that Mumbai, yeah, definitely Mumbai tops the list because
Mhm.
you'll find a lot of classy crowd. The crowd is much more like receptive. Delhi is also there. Delhi's like I've heard a lot from few of the dating coaches that I know. It is also highly receptive because how the sexual orientation, right, and the sexual receptiveness, I would say, on that scale, Delhi is much more receptive. Mumbai is
Mhm.
also receptive, but yeah, you have to like you'll find a lot of classy women, very classy women. Pune, I would say like it's like okay, like you want to practice your game, yeah, you can come down to Pune and practice, because what happens is the demography is what influences the environment, right? So Pune is a city where like a lot of people from tier 2 tier 3 cities, they migrate to like come down to Pune for working. And what happens is they might seem like very fashion forward and everything, but the mindset is of like it is coming from the tier 2 tier 3 cities, so it is not that well receptive. So it's just an illusion if people think Pune would be gaming in Pune would be very open and very
Mhm.
receptive. Yeah, so that is something I would add.
All right. Any other comments on this? Best city in India for dating. Everyone's agreeing on Mumbai. That sounds pretty cool. All right, let's pick another question then. Let's see here. Let's pick a good one. Okay, would India benefit more from more casual dating, or would it ruin the culture?
Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Deepak, you want to first?
Okay, I can. Yeah. So, like casual, it is ruining the culture. The problem is that we have to adapt. Definitely, like there's a one group of people. They say like they like we have to stay brahmacharya, means celibacy, and then marriage later, and like finding the right girl. But if that could have worked if the girls are also traditional. But now we have to be adaptive to according to the situation. Of course, more adulteration, or we'll say more this kind of body count will also create problem in the society. But it is every man for himself. So society is going down, but at least we have to find the we have to find a like right way situation for our happiness, and we have to adapt it according to the situation. More sex will definitely create more problem in society, but we don't, till we find another solution, we have to also like vet the girl, meet multiple girls. In that process, maybe we have to sleep with multiple girls. There is no other option right now, I see.
Okay. I will tell you first my experience when it comes to culture. So I used to follow Swami Vivekananda and I used to read a lot of scriptures. So they have that hardcore celibacy concept. But I was the same guy when I was like I didn't knew anything about this game pickup at that time. So I was the same guy who used to watch paid subscription of porn. You see how the duality is there. And sometimes taking the references of this culture, this Baba, this Guru, that we automatically try to. Now there was a huge debate that culture is spoiling, and there was one great sage in India, like heavy respect to him. Like he said that guys are dating and girls are dating. Where do you find the right people? And his name is Premanand Maharaj, and he's like this huge controversy. And he was
I think I know.
Premanand Maharaj. Now the problem one has to understand. See, these are the people, huge respect for them. It's like there's no challenge between me and them, like they're very far. But one has to accept that am I the person who is willing to walk on that path, which path that great sage, the great monk is walking? If no, if my desires are simple, it's like I want to date, I want to sleep, I want to earn money,
Procreate.
and be okay with that. What's the problem? World is adopting that, you adopt that tradition, because right now the societal mentality is moving. So you can't live in that illusion. Okay, yeah, I will follow the cultural trend. You have to adopt according to your culture, according to the
Adopt
trend.
or die. Yeah, adopt or die.
Otherwise, like you have to live like complete simp. And if you are here, you can't live, because now you can't live in that ignorance mode. sometimes they say ignorance is bliss. A lot of my male friends have got into arranged marriage because they don't know anything and they're living in bliss. But if you know a little bit of this, then you can't be happy. So either follow this way or that way. If you want to follow the culture and the spiritual thing, then forget about game. Then walk into that path and then leave the factor of woman 100% and then be 100% monk. Then it makes real justification for your identity to say that I want to protect my culture. But if you are a normal person who want to date, who want to have amazing lifestyle, then follow what the time is offering. The time is about the game. The time is about improving your masculine presence, the creating abundance, because it's definitely a guy who has slept with 5 women will get 50 more to sleep. That's
And for a
in biology.
And for a successful society, the male in the society they need to be happy. If they are not happy in that society, the society will collapse. Sooner or later, the society will collapse. So male in the society should be happy in that society. So that's how it is. And sex is one of the things, dating is one of the things that makes guys happy.
And
Relationship.
one more myth about this culture thing. If you look, Deepak bhai, if you look at like 100, 200, 300, 500 years back, the man who had maximum number of resources used to have maximum number of wife, even if you come from a Hindu culture. So I suppose I come from a extremist Hindu, like my family and all those are from that typical traditional puja and bhakti. So you see in that zone also the people who had maximum number of resources used to have maximum number of wives, and mostly the marriages were child marriages. Well, it's like typical Indian. So at that time, neither Instagram was there, neither clubbing culture was there, neither the woman was so much liberal, educated. So at that time, it was okay. But now, if you see today's dynamics in India, women are going out, they are earning, they have everything, they have freedom, they have the options to choose, and plus the legal system has put a level of monogamy. So you have to understand this survival and replication, and plus the dating.
One thing is this very interesting thing. Very interesting thing what you said. This is very interesting thing you said. Like in the past, like we have multiple marriages. I made a video in Instagram that like we should also have the option of 4 wives. If you see in 1947, the Hindu Marriage Act came. So they just like blindly copied from the West. Okay, we have like one spouse, like one guy, one girl kind of marriage concept. They bring it from West, but they didn't implement in Islam. Islam still had the same like one girl, one guy with 4 wife kind of concept. So you see, if the guy is having like 4 options, that he's already on that alpha position. You know, when he's having these options to choose, like having multiple wife, he's on that alpha position, and that was the start of the decline of the in Hindu man at that time. Like that, like other things also came, but like we didn't thought about it. We just blindly copied the values from the West without thinking about Indian demography, how the Indian culture, Indian society was in the past. And this is what you are seeing right now, what the problem we are facing. So definitely, like what are the mistakes what have like done in the past, that we are having the outcome right now we are getting. Like you see the self deletion of male, this going on. And like even my like in my relation, like in my like family, like cousins, like I will not say the name, they said that they don't want to marry. They don't want to marry, that there are too much problem. There is a one guy, even there is a one guy who is a Supreme Court lawyer. I met him. He recognized me in Warsaw one time. I will not use his name, but his video comes a lot on the about this topic. He said that, dude, no, I will not even date in India. I'm done. I'm going out to I'm going out to date girls in the West. Again, like this guy was having the same problem. He was getting laid in the West. Oh, sorry, in India, but not able to get laid in the West. And then he's saying like why it is not working. And I saw the same kind of problem what he's having, this kind of, West is the best. they are superiors. When you're coming with that mindset, it is going to be tough. So I mean, this is like what I'm saying. Like if we have this kind of system where the Hindu men also have the option of choosing multiple wife, then the male dominance will always be all automatically be established in the society.
Right.
And but we made it like we gave even more empowerment to the female, to the level that the girls are beating the guys on the street. I have seen so many videos.
The concept of feminism that came from feminist that came from US has specially hampered, because I used to listen to the stories like one man, six wife, the children were fed with different wives,
Mm,
and the family was like huge. So they had their own ingrained thing to expand their legacy, expand their families, children, and nothing bad was that. It was like if 5 to 6 wives are there, each and every wife used to take care of other wife. Suppose that wife is pregnant, then 3 wives will be in her
mm.
duty, because the man is the king there. But we as you said earlier, Deepak, that we have forgot our roots, and
Yeah, exactly.
we have done a
We have
mixture of
blindly
something.
followed. And if you see like the concept of female empowerment was already in the Sanatan Dharma or Indian
Hmm.
society, like Jhansi ki Rani concept. You see, like not concept, it's like Jhansi ki Rani, female warrior who fight for the independence. They were already like very much like female empowered, and there was female entrepreneurship in the past. It
You're
was
right.
like also there. So we didn't need an extra this kind of feminism in India, because now it is like double stream, double
Huh.
stream. And you see like what is nobody, people are not thinking. I have never seen like somebody's talking about it like in Indian society. But you see like we already had this female empowerment from the ancient time. We didn't need this Western this kind of stuff. And now we just forcefully put it in the society, and now you see like what's happening.
Any other comments on this? Alrighty. I'll drop one last question and then we'll wrap it up. What are some ways being Indian has been an advantage or could be an advantage in dating?
One of the advantage that Indians have now, Indians know many languages. Any Indian know at least 2 to 3 languages. And apart from that, he can talk about lot about the scriptures. He can talk a lot about the gossiping. Gossiping is very common in India. It's like what we say, the masala item. It's like, and they are very good at like, if this has happened, this much has happened, they can tell this much. So they have the huge advantage, but they need to find their own strength. They need to be grounded. And of course, when it comes to inner game, practicing inner game, we bring that culture, bring that celibacy concept. Lot of people from US, UK, and lot of people come here at Bangalore, Coimbatore, Isha, and Rishikesh and Haridwar. I seen a lot of Western people who are trying to fix themselves. They tried everything. It is already available. The Indians have biggest advantage to fix their inner game, but they will get into something like unnecessary stuff. You have the advantage, you have your platform, you have a huge potential market. What's the population? India is the highest number of population. India has the highest number of youth in the world. The dating market is abundance. Just you need to focus and you need to have clarity. That's all. India has biggest advantage in dating.
So I will say like I mean I do agree. So Indian being, when it comes to mindset, I will say being Indian is an advantage for the mindset that you are Indian, you are brown, you have to don't, I mean like it look a bit weird, but you have to stop see yourself with the Western SMV standard. We have to set our own SMV standard. So brown is the best. There is no other way. There is no other alternative. You have to think in this way that you are the best because just because you are Indian, you are the best. Simple as that. So this is like the mindset. Now the other advantage came, I will say, if we take care of slightly our health, so we are good looking, we are almost look like Latinos, so we are not ugly guys. Indians are not ugly. Indians are not on the, like, like on the lower level, even if for the Western thing. So that is something I will say. We have a good emotional, emotional, like emotionality part in India is in Indians is definitely good if they know how to use it. Definitely. Like something like what I've seen, like with the other, especially from the Asian guys, they are not able to, like, project their emotionality that good with girls. But Indians can project it, that emotional communication. They have this thing better than other races. So that is definitely advantage. And when talking to girls, it is all about emotional communication. Other races can also learn, definitely emotional communication they can learn, but Indians have slightly advantage in that, learning that part. Other advantage, what we have, um, let me think. Other people can talk. If I get like, you can also
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah, another a really big advantage that I've noticed from my personal, experiences over the years is I've had this is so funny. I've had girls of other races, black women, white women, Asian women, Latina women, literally tell me that I'm not, their type, right? Like they date other people of other races. And then I'm always curious what they mean specifically by that. They're always like, "Yeah, you're not my type, but you're just a little bit different." And the thing is, when you're a minority, when you're an Indian guy, if you can maximize, not just in the game and the social skills, but if you can maximize in other areas like your physique, have a good physique, a ripped physique, dress really well, have good hygiene and grooming practices. When you become like in the top percentile, like within your race, the standing out as an Indian guy, you really are going to stand out a lot to a lot of women. A lot of women are going to be curious. They're going to be like, whoa, even the women that have like a negative, like bias perception to you as an Indian guy, they're going to be like, who is this guy? Like, I thought all Indians are like, not that good looking, not that smelly. They can't or smelly. They can't articulate very well. If you level up in like all these areas of, the game and the looks and the social skills and the physique, and you really become like a top tier Indian guy, you're going to be really just naturally, the female eye is going to be drawn into you. Other cultures, women of other races are going to be drawn into you, right? And if you think about it in this mindset, right? If you say, are dating in like America or a westernized country in Europe, right? Every girl is gonna go, they've dated what, like the 50th or 100th white archetype European guy. They're gonna be curious, like naturally, like who is this like Indian guy? Like I kind of want to like go on a date with him. Like it's different, he stands out from, the 100th basic tall white dude that I've been dating. So race does really give you an advantage. Being an Indian does give you a lot of advantage. Being South Asian, brown guy, really, being in a minority really can give you an advantage if, you're well articulated, you've maximized in the game and you separated yourself, especially within like your own race, you really are going to stand out in a good way. So,
Yeah, definitely. Like if you are adaptive to the like culture, you have the right mindset, but adaptive to the culture, to the environment. So if an Indian guy is like in Pune, who is having some style, like some haircut, maybe it is working in Pune. Now he's migrated to USA. He can have that superior mindset, but he still have to adapt to the environment, to the culture. Again, I explain you that East India Company example. They have to in the start they still had to adapt the Indian culture, Indian society, because they were lower in number. So that's what I'm saying is that if you able to adapt to the outside environment, but with the right mindset, it will definitely work. Um, yeah.
Yeah, the mindset is huge. Positive mindset. Don't be ashamed of your race. And your race is what makes you unique, right?
There's a one thing also
Yeah, that is what. Yeah,
one
Deepak,
thing
you can.
yeah, one thing also about the mindset, like there was I was like very good like doing like my coaching and everything in Europe, but like some guys challenging me, oh, my system is not working there in USA and all the stuff. So I went to USA, and in the only like in the single boot camp, I got like record level success in New York. And I'm just, when I see myself, it is not just about skills. It is the mindset I had that I have to go there and I know I am the best and I can prove it in New York, going there in their territory and get results, the best result in just a single try. So there, the mindset is playing a huge role. The technical gaming skills, technical teaching skills are there, but if the mindset is not right with me, it is not going to work. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people say like, oh, my accent is not really good, oh, how I look, and oh, my game is this and that, it is not very like smooth game, but it brings result. And it brings result in New York, it brings result all over the world, and I have proved it. It is because the mindset, and that's the mindset I want other Indians also. They don't, I do not think about. In the start, I definitely say that in the start, when I came to Europe, I was having the mindset, oh, please accept me. I am like you, or I'm trying to be like you. Please accept me. But then when I met these guys, I have like a lot of Arab guys, friends, and then learned their mindset, and saw like when I saw like how I got the real success. Then I said to myself, I am being myself. I don't need to be like you, and you have to respect me. And that works much better for Indian. And this is something they have to now in have to have in their mind. Don't try to accept me, I'm like you. Don't try to imitate these people. It is not going to work. It is not going to work. You have to be like proud of who you are, your identity, but definitely adaptive to the outside environment. That's what I'm saying. Make sense?
Definitely. That is something like, one of the advantages being an Indian when it comes to dating is right. So all an Indian has to do is like, even like, I never felt like, approaching a white woman versus approaching a brown woman. There is nothing special about it, because like, every woman is like, they are female. I treat it that way only. And I never had anywhere back of the mind that like, okay, she's a white woman, I should put her on a pedestal. Nothing like that. And another thing is like, all the brown guys, all they have to do is like, work on their physique, go to gym, hit the gym, look after your health, look after it, like, just uh, take care of your fashion and grooming, learn about color psychology, and be articulate when you're speaking. It is not a very difficult task. Doing just all these things and surrounding yourself with the right mindset, people who are better than you, people who are smarter than you, just do all those basic things and get interested in uh, learning about, like, put your ego aside and learning about uh, like, how women work, and just even the fundamentals and basics of learning the seduction psychology, and applying something out of it, like, maybe if not 100 things, just apply 1 to 2 things, see some result for yourself, like, take the baby step if needed, do that. And nothing else you have to do. It's just like, all these basic things you do, you are just golden. You don't have to underestimate yourself, you don't have to even coming out of the colonial mindset, right? uh, like, no one is underestimating you unless you are underestimating yourself. You put your value on yourself and then you go out and then you expect the people from abroad, from other races, to treat you and give you respect. When you do not give yourself respect, you do not respect yourself, you cannot expect others to respect you also. So
Exactly,
this
exactly.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is something like, a lot of household do not also teach, and a lot of things needs to come into
Even my
change.
father didn't teach me, man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's a lot of like, these things are prevalent in the Indian society. So hopefully this changes in like the near future, and people need to ask, like, question, ask why they can't, like, be who they want to be. It's just like, first few step, and if no one is believing you, just like, believe in yourself. You are the, like, hero of your story, and just go out. Even like, approaching women, it is not that difficult. They are tired of, like, men not approaching them. People might say, like, okay, they might creep out. Women are getting creeped out if you are going to be uncalibrated, if you do not know, like, just go behind their back and go, and you're just going and approaching. You have slouched body posture, you do not have a very good vocal tonality, you're not projecting your confidence. Just fixing all these few minor things will make you golden. That's it. Like, the, this just, like, gives you the edge anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
approaching
makes
will
sense.
always
Makes
give
sense.
you the edge in this, online
Hmm.
game, Instagram, girls getting,
Yeah,
all these DMs. You need to use cold approach 100% in your dating game. I mean, it's
Hmm.
stupid not to. It's literally the easiest way. Anybody can do it right this second who's watching the stream. They can literally turn this off and go out and approach like 5 girls. So it's the easiest way to just start. The best way to improve
right.
your dating life, just start, get things started, cold approach. So,
Exactly. Yeah, like,
yeah.
just like, even if they're rejecting, women will reject you. It's okay. They just have to accept that, like, it is not personal to you. Nothing is personal. They're rejecting maybe out of, like, maybe they have had bad experience. Maybe they are rejecting you out of trauma. They're not rejecting you. They are rejecting themselves. And it's okay. Like, when I started cold approaching, when women would reject me, like, I would definitely feel the pins and needles. But then eventually I had to stay in that moment, and I have to accept that, like, it's not my fault. I just went and said hi. That's it. Like, it's not a big deal. Okay, if she's rejecting me, her loss. I don't care. Someone, like, let me go and talk to someone else who is, like, looking forward to meeting me.
Yeah, there's like a million reasons, why she could have rejected you, right? Maybe she's having a
Yeah,
bad day. Maybe you're just not her type. Maybe she has a
definitely,
boyfriend. Maybe she just went through a breakup. So you should never ever
definitely.
take rejection personally. Just use it as redirection because every rejection, you're getting one step closer to your desired outcome, right? Whether it's a girlfriend, lay, whatever it is, it's one step closer.
Yeah, I will add in this thing one thing, like the like rejection is when you are in the field, then you should not take it seriously. But definitely, if you are getting rejecting again and again, then you go back at
Absolutely.
home in the evening and try to look for what's the problem, what are the things you are doing wrong. What maybe before rejection there is something happen, something wrong happen, and that is repeated again and again. Maybe that we can improve. So definitely in the field, don't take it like in a way that, like, oh shit, the girl has rejected me, now I'm a loser. But definitely if you are getting rejected again and again and again, go back at home in the evening and think about, like, your approaches, what was going wrong. And at that time, if you're not able to find it out, then choose a mentor who is expert in this thing, who can help you that what is going wrong. Or sometimes, like, just getting rejecting can put you in a negative mindset that, oh, it is like your subconscious level will start to think that, oh, this thing will not work, I may not need to go out anyway. So definitely rejection is okay, but too much of rejection is also not okay.
Yeah, learn from your mistakes for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's drop your outros and I'll have to wrap it up. let the guys know where they can find you and final thoughts and whatever. Just keep it
So
1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes.
So yeah, like I like Deepak Dating. I have my YouTube channel and Real Coach Deepak. I have Deepak Dating is English YouTube channel and Real Coach Deepak. I have a Hindi YouTube channel and Real Coach Deepak in Instagram. I am about to launch a community also soon. I will be announce it on my Instagram, on my YouTube, and my product is Dating Infield Domination, the best product in the entire world when it comes to learning game from online infield videos. You can check it and see by yourself like how the real games look like. So yeah, I'm available. Normally I do boot camp only 2 times, like 1 time in a year, like from May to June, July. That's it. And if somebody is interested, then he can contact me for next year, 2026. So yeah, all the links are in my YouTube description, video description.
Yeah, basically, you guys can find me with my both of my usernames on Instagram. For the first one is my personal account, that is Rolls Rohit. It's more of like, it's how would you pronounce Rolls Royce, but it's Rolls
Mhm.
Rohit with double T. And my dating coaching Instagram ID is King's Manor, the King's Manor. Basically, I derived that name from the movie Kingsman, and
Hmm.
you can find it on Instagram as the King's Manor, MANNER. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Okay, thanks, Ice Fight, for launching this, and it was really amazing connecting with a lot of and those who want to
Deepak,
find me,
watching that
Oh, so, yeah.
white supremacist content
No,
again,
no,
I'll have to mute
I'm
you.
finding it in Instagram. In Instagram, actually, I'm checking it. No, no.
All right, good. I'll mute you. I don't want to hear that fascist stuff. Ugh. Gee. Keep going, Raj. Where you can see.
Yeah. So those who want to find me, it's rebellious_Raj. It's on YouTube, Instagram. But soon I will be building another thing from the marketing agency for another guys who are completely unaware of dating game bootcamp pickup, because the India, I think it's 98% of market. So for them, it's the coreman.in, and you can check with that. Apart from that, it was amazing talking with everyone, different thoughts, different views. I am thankful to Ice White for sending the invite. That's all.
Beautiful. South Asian fit.
Yeah, so thank you for having me, Ice Sweat. It's good to see a lot of other brown dating coaches in similar situations as well. Yeah, if you want to find me, it's just South Asian Fit on YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram. And my main product is my school community, South Asian Warriors. The link to that is literally in the description of my YouTube channel, in my YouTube bio, or in any of my YouTube videos. I have it linked. It's my school community, South Asian Warriors, where just helping Indian guys, brown guys with not just dating, but also, self-improvement. I have stuff, fashion guides on there too, a looks maxing course. I even have like a workout plan. Even if you're taken, have a relationship, or not even looking to improve your dating life, I got a lot of other content in there as well on just leveling up as a brown guy. So, yeah, that's my school community, South Asian Warriors. The link is in the bio of my YouTube channel. You can find me, South Asian Fit, on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And thanks for having me. I sweat. Appreciate it.
All right. Beautiful. Thanks for dropping in, guys. We didn't even get through half the questions. We had so many answers packed
We
in.
have to do the
And
second stream.
Deepak
Yeah.
is a talker. He's been doing it on purpose, so we get like 5 of these episodes. He was on
We
the
have
Asian
to
panel
we have to
last year
make
too.
another, like, we have to make another
Yeah,
stream.
exactly. So for that, I say thank you. Come again.
I
And
would love to have the guys who are disagreeing with me. Definitely, I would love to have debate with the guys who are disagreeing with me. Definitely, if you can bring them, why not? So, and I love to talk about like inner game and all the stuff. This is very, very important for the Indian guys, and we should do something like this. The biggest population, you can see the largest population, and just we have
It's
to.
important. Yeah, like of course our channel, our #1 country for views, it's USA, and then India is normally I think third or fourth. So it hovers around third place in terms of our YouTube views. But
Yeah,
we got for
and
all the
definitely
guys watching, we got 10 groups in what we call Game India. Just means India, but the community of game. We got 10 groups within Game India. We got Game, now I know how to pronounce it, Game Pune, Game Hyderabad, I think it's called, how to pronounce it. Game Mumbai is there, Game New Delhi. We got so many others. Our Medabad is there too, and some other cities. We got 10 in total. So for all the guys watching, because I know a lot of you guys watching are from South Asia, according to the poll in the chat, make sure you go to gameglobal.net/groups and you'll find a map of the entire planet. You can just join all of them and find wingman everywhere. So that's all good.
And one
Yep.
thing I've also seen, like you also have made like a lot of black dating coaches panel, like multiple times I have seen. So we Indians should also, if there is some disagreement, it should not, oh, I'm going away. We should talk about it. Why not? Like, we should also be united and talk about how we can raise our self-esteem. There is nothing wrong. Everybody has a different point of views, and we should come in one, like group in a one like panel and talk about it. I've seen like black guys doing it all the time. They are united. Why not we Indians cannot do something like this? Make
Oh,
sense?
yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about that. So you guys can email me after. That's perfect. Alrighty. Catch you guys on the other side. Thanks you guys for coming.
Take care.
Thank you. Come again. I would love to do a second version of this. I still got the questions lined up, so it's always there. Opportunities there for another one. And catch you guys on the other side and game on. I got my new webcam now. So if you guys detect that there were no more fuck ups on my webcam, my new webcam has finally arrived after like 1.5 years of problems. It was getting worse and worse.
What
That
is it?
Razer
360?
released a Razer Keo V2 literally just days ago, I think, because I've been checking the website recently. Now I was like, oh shit. So instead of paying like $600 for this plus shipping, they came out with a cheaper one that does the same thing. So it was like, wait, they made it cheaper and it has free shipping. Anyway, catch you guys on the other side. Game on.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, I gotta take my